It's all inside the friendly confines of our setting on Penn Street, where starting goaltender Yanni Peretz, the former Admiral, who began his pro career in Norfolk in the 2023-24 season, steps in net for his 23rd start in the black, purple, and orange. An 11-8-3 record on the campaign with a .318 goals against and .899 save percentage. Peretz will be opposed by Norfolk's #1 in goal, Isaac Poulter, under an NHL contract with the Admirals affiliate and the Manitoba Natives childhood team in the Winnipeg Jets. Poulter's 21 wins, tied for the second most in the league among his 34 starts with a team best .271 goals against and .906 save percentage. He's won his 2 of 3 nods against Reading this season. Royals looking to get the best and prevail over Poulter tonight. It's Act 1 of a 4-game show. The stage is set. Let the playoff push on Penn Street commence. Royals Wednesday Night Hockey is underway. Eric Jesberg alongside Matt Marchese, happy to be with you as the opening draw won back by Norfolk, going left to right in the road white tops, navy helmets and pants with the gold trim. It's the Royals skating in front of Peretz, right to left, all black attire. Orange numbers on the backs and sleeves, trimmed in white and purple. At center ice, our two combatants meet. It's Connor McMiniman jousting out the opening attack, led by Jack Goalie of the Admirals. We'll share our lines in our next whistle. Ben Meehan will go back together. And right on cue, it's icing on the Admirals, providing us a look at those lines with reinforcements and warm welcome faces back in the lines. It is starting right at the first line center. Hunter Johannes, he'll skate with Jacob Frask and Connor McMiniman. We also get the return of Carson Golder from the Lehigh Valley Phantoms. His first game with Reading in the month of March. He'll skate on the second line with Brendan Sagan and Jeremy Michelle. Kyle Haskins centers the third line with Owen McLaughlin and Connor Kurth at his flanks. And it's fourth line centered by Ivan Mongo with the return of Austin Saint. Out the last 3 games, he's at the left wing, while Mikhail Robidoux, they are feisty forward at the right wing for your forwards. We'll share the blue line with Ben Meehan, wrapping it around the net of Poulter. Out to center ice, gathered by Golder. Now tied for the team leading goals. He'll string a pass to the man that joins him in that company, Brendan Sagan. 13 on the season total for both those skaters. Behind the net, gathered away by the Admirals as they pursue out to center ice. Carried by their leading scorer on the season, lugging it into the zone, the dangerous Brady Florent. 11th among all skaters in the league in points, 54 notched across his 58 games this season. Stripped to the puck by Meehan. Voices it down the left wing behind Poulter's cage. Reading goes to work. It's on the backhand handle by Robidoux. Flings to the blue line, stepping in. A wrist shot from Saint. Wired wide of Poulter's cage. Cranked up to the near side where Jack Page, the D-man, will scale it back to Saint, cutting into the slot. Saint, a wrist shot, feathered wide of the goal. A great screen provided by Mongo, but a shot off the mark. Mongo gathers the scraps. Net front dish. In front, they jab, they poke. It's Robidoux on his backside. Gets a shot off. Blocked and cleared by the Admirals. And enough on the puck for icing. That pauses play. 2 minutes gone. All 3 shots on the board to Reading. As a bit of a track meet, and the Royals are leading the pursuit thus far, Matt.
Yeah, that was a great first 2 minutes here for the Royals, kind of holding that whole first 2 minutes in the Admiral zone, getting a couple good looks right there. It all starts with Austin Saint getting a shot towards the net with big net front screening. The Royals winning the puck battles, getting a couple chances. Robidoux trying to stuff it home, but Poulter stood tall. And for Poulter, the Admirals are a team who, were very struggling early on in the season, but with the emergence of Poulter having 21 wins, he's 21-12 on a team with a losing record. He has really kind of came in here and saved the Admirals season to still give them a fighting chance.
Blue line shot from 70, fended off by Poulter with a paddle. Standing at 6'4", left catching goaltender on an NHL contract with the Winnipeg Jets. Wrist shot on Poulter, snagged down with that left mitt. Stopping play as it's been offensive heavy for the Royals to open up action. Little test for the back end, which we share our lines for on the blue line for Reading tonight. It is Ben Meehan and Miles Gendron once again as they pair together for the 22nd time across Reading's last 23 games. And they have 22 points in those last 21 together as a tandem. Archim Kulikov and Vincent Seveny make up the second pair, while it's Jack Page in his 3rd straight game with Jake Willits as the back end wrap up.
And Eric, you can't take this Admirals team lightly. They are a team who can score at will despite the struggling record. I mean, just last game, couple games ago on March 20th, they scored 9 goals against the Greensboro Gargoyles. They know how to put that puck in the back of the net.
Took 2 of 3 against Greensboro over the weekend. Outscored the Gargoyles 13-6 with those 9 goals marked. And that ties for the most goals put up by a team in the league this entire season. Behind the net, it's 7-8. Stapling Justin Young, a follow-up hit from Kulikov. As the two towering blue liners on this running back end, flexing their muscle. To center ice, Hoskins, sporting that cage over top of his face after a high stick over the weekend. They'll ricochet this puck into the stands and a souvenir for the fans on hand enjoying our final Wild Wednesday promotion of the regular season. $6.10 tickets in honor of our 610 area code, as cheap as that. College students enjoying $2.50 deal and a BOGO for all fans as well at checkout. Find all promotions and deals, daily specials every single Royals home game, including the 3 this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at RoyalsHockey.com. Jacob Frasca stripped to the puck. Here comes Norfolk, a 2-on-1. Osmundson, a pass, too hot to handle. As a cross crease to O'Leary could not be put on the tape. And the Royals live to tell about it with a scoreless affair still in hand.
Yeah, I'm shocked Osmundson didn't shoot that puck right there. He was in a grade A area, decided to do the non-selfish play. Sometimes you want to be selfish there, especially Osmundson, but made a mistake there, and the Royals will take that, put way too much on that pass.
Yeah, and a pass just a hair out of reach for McMiniman. Goals in 3 straight home games for the Collegeville, PA native, enjoying his close-to-home hockey in his tenure as a Royal out of University of Minnesota Duluth in his final NCAA career season following the opening to his collegiate days at Penn State. Both teams in what I deem the McMiniman Bowl will be dueling as the NCAA hockey quote-unquote March Madness gets underway this weekend, as the Bulldogs and Nittany Lions will go toe-to-toe. Wonder who McMiniman is rooting for in that affair.
You never know. You never
Ties
know.
to both. But right now he's focused on his team. He sports on the ice with the Royals, a big 4-game set against the same foe, and that's the Admirals, who have won 7 of their last 10. And Isaac Poulter, who covers up this puck, much of the reason why. Mentioned his 21 wins, that tie for second in the league. That joins him with Jeremy Brodeur, who we know very well has put up a strong effort when seeing the Royals. Poulter has gotten the best of Reading in their prior 3 duels. Reading taking the 1, however, here at home, looking to make it 2-0 against Poulter on home ice.
Yeah, they are, and if you just look at he's been getting the brunt of work here. 34 games played. Worthington has 20 and Castor has 4, but between Worthington and Castor, only combined 5 wins between those two. So it has been all Poulter here late in the season for the Admirals.
Almost as if as Poulter goes, the Admirals go, as they are holding scarce to their playoff aspirations, 13 points out from the Royals, who possess that final 4th playoff spot at the table.
And with these teams playing 4 times, if, the Royals don't come out and play, the Admirals can make up a ton of ground.
A barrage of hits commence on the near corner. A weak puck trickles in on Peretz, who will smother. 5 minutes old in our first of 4 games this week. And the Royals out shooting the Admirals 6-1 to open up action. A positive start. Just unable to have something to show for as Poulter in goal comes into tonight having surrendered 3 or more goals allowed in his last 3 starts. And that comes after 3 straight wins where he allowed a total of 4 goals in those 3 victories. So Reading looking to catch Poulter at a good time, and could very well be tonight. That gives them a 31st win on the season. Reading as well trying to snap out of a 3-game skid themselves.
Yeah, at least for the Royals.
Near side, Young feigns on this one-timer. Beckoned for the top shelf on Peretz. Would have been a grade A save should the shot have reached on, but no shot will be registered, and the Royals fling it down the ice. It's at center where Robidoux will punt this in wide of Poulter and net.
Well, Eric, the Admirals have had 2 grade A opportunities already in this game, Osmundson and just that last one by Crane, and they walk away with 0 shots on those grade A opportunities. So a couple mistakes there for the Admirals that the Royals should be counting their lucky stars.
And arguably the best looks for either team so far. And a whistle signaling a off center ice face-off. The hand pass that warrants a drop on the puck at center, while Kyle Haskins will lean in at the dot. Skating in his 52nd game on the season. 26 points for Haskins, the native of Vermont. Looking to continue his hot play here at home with some extra protection over top of his face, sporting that mask. Shades of his days in college with Canisius, as well as Michigan State University, cheering on his Spartans on the ice and on the hardwood this week in their NCAA tournament action for basketball and hockey. Haskins unable to clear this puck out of the zone. Feigned on and punished into the glass by Miles Gendron was Michael Cetera, native of New Hope, Pennsylvania. As he gathers the puck near side, taken down by Gendron, drawing a penalty on the Royals.
I think it's going to be an embellishment as well right there on Grant Hebert.
Well, they are going to take both. Hebert dusting the snow off his backside as he tries his best Oscar nomination and will be punished for it as he'll head to the box. With Gendron on one side, Yavish in the other. And our first pause in action brings us 4-on-4 hockey when we return here at Santander Arena, just getting started. And our 4-game, 5-day span scoreless between our two clubs thus far. Jimmy G's Railroad House is your next sports bar destination. Located in Reading, Pennsylvania, Jimmy G's Railroad House is a prominent, friendly neighborhood sports bar serving the Reading area. Take a seat at the bar or outside on the patio and watch the big game on one of their 26 high-definition televisions. Order yourself a melty cheesesteak, flavorful burger, or sample from the wonderful appetizer and drink menu. Don't miss any of our Royals Recon live shows featuring special guests and Royals hockey talk from 6 to 7 p.m. on select Tuesday dates throughout the season. Follow Jimmy G's Railroad House on Twitter and Facebook for more.
Hi, this is Center Jordan Frasca. Listen to Royals Hockey at home and on the go on the Royals Broadcast Network with the Mixlr app.
A big thank you to Artyom Kulikov and assistant coach Wes Wolf, our special guest joining us last night at Radio Recon Live. Come to learn that when Kulikov came over to the United States from Russia at the ripe age of, I believe he said 15 or 16, could not speak a lick of English. He had to translate later on his app with him at times. The only word he could really pronounce in terms of food was strawberries. His billet family went out, got him as he quoted, a life's worth of strawberries. And that's what has fueled Kulikov to a very successful pro hockey career thus far, if you want to give strawberries a little extra love when you see them in your next grocery visit. Right now, it's not much love exchanged as both teams coming to a couple of collar tugs. That's Ben Meehan behind the net. Dang it up with Marco Reifenberger. And we'll simmer down with a face-off to the left of Isaac Poulter.
Yeah, and the ice is going to be a little more open here, playing some 4-on-4 hockey with Gendron and Hebert sitting in the box. Gendron for cross-check, Hebert for embellishment. I think that was a pretty obvious one with him diving into the corner off of a soft push. But the ice is going to be opened up here, and we'll see if either of these teams can make work with it.
Admirals win the draw back from their own zone, skating left to right in front of Isaac Poulter, who has seen 6 shots for the opening 6 minutes. Perret seeing just 3. Extra ice to utilize on both ends, and the Admirals possess control. Justin Young dropped off blue line to Cetera. Down low deflection, waffle board stop by Perret. Has some knuckleball effect to it. In spirit of opening day for the Yankees today, Phil's tomorrow, but fended off by Perret with ease, as it's been 4 10-bell tests for Perret. Deflections and grade A looks. He's been up to it early. Offsides on Reading brings us to a stoppage, and more highlight on Perret, who has looked dialed in from the get-go so far, Matt.
Yeah, and that was a sneaky little deflection right there. It was just kind of throwing that puck softly towards the net, and McDougall just with one hand sticking it out and elevating that one. Great positional save right there by Yanni Perret. Had that blocker in a perfect position to make that save, and good rebound control as well, sending that into the corner instead of the middle of the ice, and that's a tough thing to do.
Here's Hunter Johannes, the point per game scoring Royal will take it behind the net. First game since February 5th. He's missed the last 16 with injury, and good to have him back in time for this 4-game series. Most importantly, of course, you want to have this playoff push with him a part of it, but against the Admirals team he has feasted on throughout this season. Not much better than a Royal debut, than a hat trick, and came against this Admirals club back in December. Wrist shot on Peretz, a breadbasket catch stops this attack from Norfolk, and a face-off in Reading zone. 12:18 to go in our first.
Yeah, and it is great to have Hunter Johannes back. Like you said, his first game joining the Royals was that hat trick against the Admirals, and then now coming back from injury, he's meeting the Admirals once more here where he did score that hat trick. We'll see if he's able to recapture that magic he had when he scored that hat trick in his first game as a Royal.
Unfortunately, unable to score that first goal as quick as he did so that first time around. Just took 36 seconds into his Royals career. He began a memorable night here at Santander Arena. That December 13th, 7-3 victory. The Johannes, as quickly patented Goaltending show in the nickname, became the 4th Royal in franchise history to score 3 goals in their first game with the Royals. Then the first since 2015, when it was a 4-point night with 3 goals from Kevin Sunder. And they called Sunday in the room. In front, Willits, one-on-one with Poulter. Glove save, Isaac Poulter lunging out of his crease. Cut down the position and snag the top shelf pending shot off the twig of Jake Willits down into the mid.
Well, you don't see that too often right there. All Admirals just on the far side of the ice allowed Jake Willits just to stand there right in front of Poulter wide open. And it almost seemed like Willits had too much time where he kind of overthought his shot. Instead of just kind of getting that puck and firing it, he tried a little move before elevating it. And that just sometimes happens when you have that much ice in front of you with not a single Admiral around. But great work by Poulter there. He got to the top of his crease very quickly, aggressively, and made a beautiful glove save. Feels like this game has been played very loose so far between both teams. Giving up a lot of grade A chances, couple good shots, but the goalies have stood tall so far.
11 saves on 11 combined shots. Penalties expired at Gendron and Yavish, bringing us back to full even strength, 5 skaters aside. Under 12 minutes to play in this first period. Huge check provided by Vincent Sevigny on the hometown kid, Brandon Osmondson, the Chesapeake, Virginia native. Wraparound near side. Feathered off the diving block by Ben Meehan and open near side of the cage. Rang off the boot of Meehan, off the iron, stayed out.
Yeah, that would have gone in. Yanni Peretz was not in position to make that. He went out far of his crease, couldn't get back in time. Ben Meehan saved the goal.
Wrist shot into the belly. Peretz has this one. Extra shove in front of Osmondson, getting all quite comfy around the crease. Artem Kulikov going to give him a second thought before getting that close to the netminder. Peretz, you saw a lot of aggression. Ended up kind of biting him in the backside, but Ben Meehan there to have his goaltenders back, and what a backbone Meehan has been for the team this season.
Yeah, he's been awesome, Ben Meehan, here in his first season in ECHL hockey, professional hockey here for the Royals. And Meehan, you know, he's come in and he's done everything that's been asked of him. 10 goals, 29 assists for 35 points. That's not it. He's doing it defensively as well. He's been so strong on the back end, and we just saw what he can do on the defensive end of things as well. He's not just that offensive defenseman. He plays a solid two-way game, Ben Meehan, and he makes life very difficult for the opposing teams.
And offensively, among rookie blue liners, he ties for 3rd most in points and leads the Royals with 39 points on the season. Down the left wing, a feather pass to Mongo, rings it off the post, stays out. Stuff at the forehand, hits the other part of the iron. Back-to-back post connections. Mongo and Robidoux come up inches short to the blue line. Kulikov and Page pluck it back down low. Scooped away by Norfolk. Centering, it's off to Mongo. Wrist shot. Kulikov ran up and out of the zone.
Yeah, there was some daylight there for Kulikov. Just shot it a little too high.
Mongo and Osmondson slip right about the same spot in front of Norfolk's bench. Royals won't see it. Come back to bite him. Poke check out of a pop fly from Jack Page, settled by the Admirals. Cycling the puck from their own zone, left to right. Outlet pass, it's Osmondson. Saucers, net front, backhand. On goal, Peretz with the right pad. Says no.
Wow, what a play right there by the Admirals. Clearly set. Hebert came flying in there, got a good shot. Good job by Yanni Peretz to close the legs. They were looking 5-hole there. Real strong job by Yanni Peretz. just like that, we're at 8 shots for each team. It has been a back-and-forth affair.
Royals had 6 of the opening 7. It's been all Admirals since. Loose in the net front. Scramble. Poked behind the cage. Yavish tries the return feed from the trapezoid. Osmondson gathers the scraps. Right dot. Thrown on goal. Poke check by Peretz. And the leftovers gathered by Meehan as the Admirals get their first litany of chances in close proximity. And the Royals hold it off. Meehan out to center ice. Brendan Sagan sidestepping east to west, and as he goes up north, it ricochets into the Admirals bench. Stopping play with 9:18 to go in our first. No score. Well, boy, how the offenses brought the energy early. Netminders, however, matching it.
Yeah, it has been a game that started out where the Royals went up, got a ton of shots, but Poulter able to make a couple big saves, keep him in it, and then Royals gave up a couple good looks. No shots came from it from the Admirals, but now they've started getting shots on net, and Yanni Peretz has made a big save. Ben Meehan as well with a big save, saving that wraparound, and that's what leads us here, still 0-0 between these two teams.
Shouting out Meehan's play. Also going to take the moment to shout out our Royals broadcast sponsors this season, as always, making our coverage on Flow Sports and the Mixer streaming app all possible, are our friends at Dabble Dental, IBEW, Judd Firestone Plumbing, Salsa Burrito, New Beginnings Massage, and Jimmy G's Railroad House, as well as a recognition to our feast partners of Mimo's Italian Restaurant and Pizzeria, the Saucony Creek Franklin Station Brew Pub, Island Pizza, Jersey Mike's, and Outback Steakhouse, as well as a recognition to the sponsors of our Reading Royals Ice Angels, enjoying their Ice Angel trading card giveaway this Friday. Also, a post-game autograph session with the Ice Angels this Friday night. And our sponsors of Penn Warner Hotel, Mimo's Italian Restaurant and Pizzeria, the Bell Tower Salon and Spa, Berkeley's Barbershop, State Public Adjusting Company, Classic Harley-Davidson, and the Baja Beach and Wellness Center. Oh, make it possible. Loose front, scramble at the goal line. Feinted off Haskins, lunging out on his belly. Could not put it home as it was a loose puck in the crease. Poulter out on Penn Street. The final touch could not go the Royals' way.
Oh, man, it does not get closer than that. Took a crazy hop off the board. Poulter caught well out of his crease, trying to play that behind the net, and it just kept trickling towards the net. Hit the post, and then it just stopped moving. It just stood still and able to get cleared out right before it could cross that red line or goal line.
Held in the zone by Reading on the stick of Owen McLaughlin. 2 points through his first 3 games as a pro. He gathers behind the net, twirls with the puck on his backhand. The former BU Terrier will sling it back in behind the goal. Pending for Connor Kurth. Puck lifts into the slot. Owen McLaughlin gathers.
Yeah, McLaughlin looks like he's gotten more used to the professional kind of feel of hockey. First game struggled a little, but coming back now, he looks more prepared, more ready, especially fitting in with the Royals now.
A good offer to the top of the crease. However, it falls on the stick of an Admiral. They'll clear it to center ice. Royals string it back down the left wing. Kurth looking for McMiniman. Intercepted, and the Admirals slow up the pace with 8 minutes ticking down in our first period. Here's Willett on his backhand. Muscled down by Reifenberger, gathered by Johannes, 6'4", 225. Johannes using that stature. Strings a pass to McMiniman. It's batted back out to center ice. A pinballing puck at the blue lines. Defense is sharpening up here as this period wages on. Johannes, wrist shot on goal off the glove of Poulter. And had so much heat on it, it turns right out of the mitt to the far corner. Admirals pop it to center ice.
Yeah, he really can shoot that puck, Johannes. Good look right there, and just getting enough of it was Poulter to save that one with the glove hand.
Riding off sides. All is in action, 7:25 on the board, remaining in our first period. No score. And for Johannes, it's right here at home. We already touched on his first game in a Royal sweater, the memorable hat trick against the Norfolk Admirals. How about among his total of 18 games with Reading? He has 18 points. Here at home, 12 games played, 15 points. Yeah. He has been a man on a mission when playing in front of the Reading faithful, and boy, have they enjoyed every second of the Johannes experience.
Yeah, when he joined the team, not many Royals fans knew who Hunter Johannes was, coming from the Savannah Ghost Pirates, but since then, he has just made the name for himself and has quickly become a fan favorite here in Reading for this Royals faithful.
Under a Phantoms contract, American Hockey League affiliate with your Royals up in Lehigh Valley. Acquired that same day, woke up in Savannah on December 13th, concluded that December 13th day in Reading with those 3 goals under his belt. A pass down the near side. It's gathered by Carson Golder. Fellow Phantoms contracted forward. Blue line Meehan ricochets on goal, stop Poulter. And the nut front scramble, one out by the Admirals, who clear it to center. At the red line, it's held by Meehan. Up to Michelle, stepping up. Down low, deflection looking for Mongo in stride. Ricochets off an Admirals twig. And lifted back in by the Royals, where Maine will slow it up on the backhand of Yamish.
Yeah, Royals have had a couple good looks in these previous couple of minutes here. Here come the Admirals now.
Ranking down the right wing, O'Leary. To the slot, DeRove puts it wide of the net. Norfolk's first shot over the last 3 minutes and won't be registered on goal. Mongo, hip checked up against Norfolk's bench. It spins over for the Admirals, left to right. Galloping down the right wing, a backhand. Nearly grazes Willits off the chin. And would have took a couple of those ginger locks with him.
Oh, nearly too many men right there for the Royals. Lucky right there, no call was
And
made.
onside, Saint feeds net front. Willits backhand just goes wide. Gathered behind the net by Willits. Net front feed. Saint could not deflect it on goal. Plays the leftovers to the blue line where Kulikov bobbled. It exits the offensive end. And Reading will elect to dump and go off for fresh skaters, ticking 5.5 remaining in our scoreless first. A great pinch provided by Kurth. Haskins back to Kurth. The give and go could not come to fruition on an odd man rush, but restores Reading's order in the offensive end, where Haskins tried to feed it to the blue line. Intercepted by Norfolk, coughed up to Reading once more. A blockade at the red line by the Royals, and our heads have been tilted to the left a majority of this first period. That's a good thing for the Royals.
Yeah, they're finally able to get through.
Norfolk gets through and throws a shot. Punch saved by Peretz with a blocker in his right hand. Puck strung this way. Josh McDougall will backpedal to the captain, Carson Musser, who elevates the puck in behind Peretz's goal. Royals able to possess control, and very efficient line changes for Anthony Peters' club. Has been a strong start to this going, just unable to have a goal to show for it. Left wing Rister from Osmondson runs wide of Peretz.
Yeah, what I've noticed with the Admirals, they're going for a lot of backdoor, kind of just throwing the puck towards the net, hoping for deflections. That's the way they're playing right now.
Already to the blue line, left out. Sizzler goes over the net, grazed off of Peretz's shoulder, and steers it out to center ice. A big save left to right as a former Quinnipiac University Bobcat national champion in 2023 comes up with the cat leg reflex stop there.
Yeah, it was. He got over quickly, able to get the shoulder on it.
Here's Reifenberger rifling a shot, blocked by Kulikov. The vacuum, the sponge, whatever you want to call him, Kulikov has been the puck blocker for the Royals this season and denies another set of rubber reaching Peretz in goal.
Yeah, that was just a booming blocker save right there by Poulter off of a 2-on-2 with McMiniman and Sajan. Good puck movement to get a shot off there, though, by those two guys.
Gendron with a full head of steam as the freight train coming through, slowed up at the red line by Norfolk. Ricochet the puck, Peretz coughed it up, but gets back in net and makes a sliding save off his left pad. Nearly a early gift for the Admirals. Peretz redeems himself.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to make a mistake like that, you got to make sure you're able to make up for it, and Peretz made up for it on that same play, coming over and making a huge save.
Backhand on net, another stop with the right pad. Chopping at the puck was Golder. Dug away by Florent, fed behind the net, where Meehan will lasso it in.
Well, it went from all Royals to all of a sudden all Admirals, just like a flip of a switch. It's like you get one thing to go your way, and you just can switch the momentum of the game, and that's exactly what happened. Royals got to figure something out. They're turning the puck over too much, but here it is.
Pocheck, Michelle. One D-man back. It's McDougall. Backhand from Mongo. Wrist shot fended off as Poulter caught a pace and denies the Mongo goal is second in return with the Royals. Mongo.
Great job on the forecheck by Mongo.
Feeds blue line to Willett. Space. One-time Golder snagged with ease by Isaac Poulter. And boy, was that pretty pluck out of midair by Poulter. A fancy one indeed, as Reading's best on the season, Carson Golder, denied. A good return to have in the lineup for Reading. First game in March with the Royals. He's played 4 with the Lehigh Valley Phantoms since his third recall by our big brothers up in Allentown. And he's looking to make a good return back. Poulter in the way, keeps us scoreless with 2.5 to go in our first period with 25 combined shots already on the board. Reading with a slight edge, 13-12.
Yeah, I mean, the defense has not really been here to start off this game so far. It's been back and forth. Each team gets a stroke of momentum, but it's been, good first period. A lot of grade A shots, good looks between both teams. Right there, though, Golder's slap shot. No traffic in front of Poulter. He saw that one easily. Made a nice glove save, and, gave a little showboating there with the glove save. But, hey, if you're feeling confident, if you're playing well, might as well showboat. It can pump you up, get your team going, everything. And it's been a good first period between these two teams here.
You also have a bit of that luxury if you're on an NHL contract. You can showboat a little bit, and that's where Poulter comes into tonight on that two-way NHL deals. Inked on July 2nd of this past offseason. A one-year contract after we got well used to that Poulter name last 3 seasons as part of the New Jersey Devils organization. Stints with the Adirondack Thunder. In fact, played 3 games against Reading as a member of that club up in Glens Falls, New York. 2-1 as a member of the Thunder. 2-1 as a member of the Admirals this season against Reading. 4-2 lifetime against Reading. Royals looking to pick up a 3rd win over a top talent out of Manitoba, playing for Norfolk tonight. Off the right pad, he denies. The shot down Broadway by Kurth. 3 goals in his last 6 games. Connor Kurth, 9th game with the Royals. And he has picked up a couple lamplighters trying to add some more.
Yeah, his shot is just so sneaky, and it's so sneaky good, can come off his hands quickly.
McLaughlin on the backhand feeds a shot, and it's shut down by Poulter. Mikhail Robidoux. Boy, has his offensive play been prevalent. More known for those pins on his 4-year pro career, but Robidoux, he has been infectious to the Royals' offensive success when on the ice. And amongst the woes over the weekend, he was able to pick up some points and valuable time offensively, and Robidoux nearly pots his first in a Royal sweater there.
Yeah, when I tell you this, Mikhail Robidoux, when you think about him, you don't think about some guy who can do a forehand, backhand like that and nearly sneak it under the legs of Poulter. But he is more than just that bruiser type of player. He can really help out the team on the score sheet as well. So he is such an important piece here for the Royals, especially in this playoff push. When these games are going to be tight, they're going to be aggressive, they're going to be physical. He is the exact player you want, who will go into those dirty areas and, maybe put in some goals there, get in a little fights. He's the exact guy you want in this push.
Had an assist on Friday. And Reading's 4-3 shootout loss suffered last time here at home at the hands of the Adirondack Thunder. A blocker save and corralled by Peretz. Gets a bit of a shower as well with the snow as Ben Zalotti under a Manitoba Moose AHL contract. The AHL affiliate of the Norfolk Admirals within the Winnipeg Jets farm system, making his 2nd game in return to the Admirals since his latest stint up in the American Hockey League. And he is a prevalent force when here in Norfolk. 27 points in 35 games this season.
Yeah, he's a real dangerous player, Ben Zloty. He has 6 goals on the year, 21 assists, Lottie. He can really make it happen. He loves moving the puck. He loves causing some mayhem, getting in the way, getting some shots. And he just is able to get the puck to the net anytime he shoots it, it feels like. No matter what, where he is, he always feels like that puck's going to find its way through. He's just such a dangerous player. He's such a good puck mover, Ben Zloty.
Icing on the Royals. Icing is a pain. Don't let back pain be. All Health Chiropractic Center. Official chiropractor of the Reading Royals. Whether you're dealing with back pain and neck pain or just want to feel your best, their team is here to help you move better and live healthier. That is All Health Chiropractic Center. Visit their spot in Berks County. Be sure to tell them Eric and Matt sent you. Blue line shot, feeds net front, a big stop by Peretz. Surgical passing by the Admirals. They got their look, 2 strides out. Peretz up to it once again.
Yeah, that was good back and forth, tic-tac-toe. DeRoe had a good shot in the slot. Peretz, big save right there.
Jack Piscucci, handful of games in his pro career, skating tonight for the Admirals in his 9th. It's a backhand plucked out to center ice as Piscucci runs back to gather for Norfolk. Final 20 seconds of the period, trailing down.
Probably going to be your final push here, but turn it over quickly. Royals will see if they try something or sit on it.
It will begin with a 7-game pass to Michelle. Held in by Kulikov. 5 seconds on the board. A wrist shot on goal. Save. Poulter swats it to the corner and expires our final seconds. A barrage of shots come with no show for of it, as it's scoreless after one, with both teams hitting double-digit shots, combining in the first period for 30 shots on the board. But Poulter and Peretz, pristine in between the pipes.
Yeah, it was a busy first period for the goaltenders, Poulter and Peretz. They're going to be tired. They're happy this intermission's up because it was very, not a lot of defense there. A lot of shots, though, and a couple very good looks between both teams, getting grade A looks, but each goalie stood tall on their head to keep this score 0-0. Now get the intermission. Both teams will talk some things through and try and figure out how to put the puck in the back of the net.
An electric first period to talk about, and a busy weekend for the Royals of weeks past and a week ahead. On to talk more about it will be our first of two Royals reports tonight. Evan Dickinson joining us on the other side here on the Royals Broadcast Network. No score after one. We're back on Flow Sports, our Mixer streaming app, and our integrated broadcast on 99.3 FM, presented by our friends at Dablet Ensel. After this.
Tonight's game is brought to you by the ECHL, celebrating its 38th season of affordable family entertainment. The ECHL would like to recognize the following league sponsors: AMI Graphics, exclusive signage provider; Athletic Knit, official jersey supplier; Baron Rings, official championship ring supplier; BFL Canada Insurance and Sutton Special Risk, sponsors of the 2026 ECHL Hall of Fame induction ceremony; Dash, official mobile auction platform; The Fairley Group, official commercial insurance provider; Flow Sports, exclusive streaming provider; Hotel Planner, official hotel reservations partner; Howie's Hockey Tape, exclusive hockey tape and lace provider; In Glasgow, exclusive puck provider; Prolific One, exclusive secondary ticketing partner; and Warrior, exclusive on-ice equipment provider and title sponsor of the 2026 ECHL All-Star Classic. Catch all of the ECHL action live in high definition by logging on to FloHockey.tv.
Back inside Santander Arena, where right now it's bubble soccer on the ice. Have yet to see a goal on the board, and that can be the same for our hockey teams on the ice, the Royals and the Admirals, despite the blitzkrieg of offensive attack. 30 combined shots, no score after one. To talk more about it, we have official Royals reporter and our Royals report guest, Evan Dickinson, with myself, Eric Chesberger, and Matt Marchese. Evan, your thoughts on the opening frame where Poulter and Peretz have the headlines thus far?
Yeah, no bubbles on these players. It's definitely been very physical here tonight. Honestly, it was just a pretty good period. I think we had chances on both sides. Goaltenders made some big saves. There were some good opportunities again. I think it was just overall a pretty solid period. Obviously, there weren't goals scored, but it was a good period. It wasn't a period necessarily where I thought the Royals were playing bad. I think they could clean up the defensive side of their game, but all in all, it was just a fun period to watch, to be honest.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you there, Evan. I think both teams kind of played very loose defensively in that first period, and it shows on the shots. 30 total shots in that first period between the teams. They clearly were giving up the shots. And there's a couple good looks for the Admirals early on in that period where with Osmondson on a 2-on-1, he passed up the shot. I think he probably should have taken that shot. And then as well as DeRoe had an opportunity wide open and just whiffed on it. And for the Royals, they've had a couple good looks as well. Mongo hit the post on a sneaky little snapshot that he took. So, yeah, it's been back and forth, but so far, no team can just find a way to put that puck in the back of the net.
Yeah, there's been a couple good opportunities. Again, I think seeing Johannes and Golder back in the lineup, it's created a little bit more offense. It's good to see those two back for sure. Obviously, Johannes hasn't been in the lineup since February. It's been a long
February
time.
5th, yeah.
And Golder's been up with the Phantoms here for a bit. So it's good to see these guys back. They were two of our biggest contributors prior to their departures, and it's just good to see them back.
Yeah, it's perfect time to get these guys back as well, coming back, right here with 12 games remaining on the playoff push. And they're guys who can really push your team forward offensively. I mean, Johannes, he has been 18 points in 18 games since joining the Royals, and at home, it's been 15 points for him. He has been a player who has just came to Reading and has just elevated his game, because while he was on Savannah, he was good, but it was not to this level
Yeah.
of what he has brought here with Reading.
It's unbelievable the way he's played. He's been one of my favorite players to watch since that first game where he scored a hat trick. It's just been an incredible run. And again, as you said, he couldn't have come at a better time. The Royals currently heading into a 4-game homestand here against one of the worser teams in their division in the entire ECHL. This is a big opportunity. You're coming off a tough week last week where you dropped the 2 games in overtime in the shootout. You were shut out in Maine on Sunday. This is an opportunity for you to pick up a couple of points here and really separate yourself from the other teams that are chasing you in the playoff race.
Yeah, and the Royals, the Lions are sitting, the team behind them, 7 points behind. But, in this 4-point swing right here, or not 4-point swing, that'd be way too little. But in this series against the Admirals where you are playing 4 games, it is so important to at least win 3 of these games, I feel like. You don't want to give up points, especially with the Lions team chasing you. And the Admirals, albeit, they are sitting in 7, they're not out of it yet. They have not been eliminated. 56 points. If they were to win all 4, all of a sudden they're right back in it. And in the last 10 games, they have won 7. So they are 7-3 in their last 10. They're a team who has gotten hot, but it could be maybe getting hot a little, too late.
Yeah, it's interesting. Again, you see this a lot of the times late in the season. There's always a team that you thought was out of it and makes a late push. I mean, for example, in the NHL, we thought Ottawa was out of it, and now they're in a playoff spot. So you see it happen. It's pretty common. The Flyers are doing it right now, too. Not a great job of it. But anyway, I think, again, that could happen. We'll see. But they do got to win all 4 of them if they want to get back in the race for sure.
Yeah, they definitely do. But for the Royals, I don't think you need to win all 4. Of course, you want to win all 4. I think that gives you great confidence moving forward towards the end of the season here. But for the Royals, I think now is the time to kind of put in your mind that this is playoff hockey you're playing. You got to come out for probably the remaining 12 games of the year and think of it as playoff hockey and find a way to perform, get yourselves pumped up, get yourselves ready, because you can't play these games loose like they did in that first period. I really would like to see them tighten up defensively. I think offensively they look great in that first period. Defensively, I think it left a lot to be desired.
Yeah, definitely. It was a good period to watch from a fan perspective, for sure. When you're a fan on the seats there watching the game, you definitely would have enjoyed that period. But for the Royals, definitely got to improve the defensive side of things. And in light of that, we should talk about a move that recently just happened. It was right before this game. Zach Bannister was released from the Royals, and it was per ECHL transactions. Really unfortunate, tough pill to swallow there. That was a guy who we spoke very highly of a lot throughout this season and since he's come to the team. And it's really unfortunate, and the reason for it is just that we have too many players, simply being put.
Yeah, it's definitely disappointing. I mean, I know I talked major positive. I love the physicality he brought to the game, as well as the offensive ability he could do. He was just a hard-nosed player, made it very difficult to play against him. And, losing him, it definitely is disappointing, but it's a business. It is a professional, business where head coach Anthony Peters has to make the decisions he believes is the best for the team. And he's doing what he believes is best for the team to make this playoff push here and hopefully have a chance to win it all.
Yeah, I mean, again, as a GM, you got to make tough decisions. I mean, we've talked about it so many times. Like, there's plenty of guys who have come in this year and have played really well for us that aren't here right now.
Yeah.
Because they came in midway through the year because we had so many injuries just pile up. I mean, it's a pretty long list of guys. Bannister's just adding to that. But it's, again, as you said, it's a business. It's a tough pill to swallow. But, again, it's the price you got to pay to bring back guys in Johannes and Golder and, the guys that they've brought back from injury recently. Again, you've obviously had to let go of Kurpov last week, I believe, or 2 weeks ago, however long ago it was. But it happens. It's a business, and it is what it is. But, again, I think that this team we have right now on the ice could be kind of a preview of what we could see when the lineup is at its best.
Yeah, and if you go back into this, that's what I think it is, what this lineup can be. And now with your players starting to get healthy here again towards the end of the season, this is going to be the roster you're running with. Now, let's go back to take a look at the game real quick. And probably the biggest save of that first period was actually Ben Meehan on a wraparound attempt by the Admirals. Had a net wide open. Yanni Peretz caught, too far out of his crease, challenging the shot. got wrapped around. Ben Meehan comes out of nowhere, Superman blocks it, and that's the reason this game still is 0-0 as well.
Yeah, that shows the, again, we talk about Meehan so much. Like, Meehan has become such a valuable defenseman to this team. He was wearing the A and just been such an incredible player, and that's a prime example of the two-way of his game. He can make the saves like that, but also rack up the points in the back end as well. He's been phenomenal, and again, that's just another example.
Yeah, now, Evan, let me ask you here, as we get closer to the second period, what do you want to see the Royals bring out to start the second period? What do you want them to do here?
I think you got to tighten up on the back end for sure. I mean, you already said it yourself. You got to be tightened up. I mean, again, allowing 14 shots in one period is not that great. Yeah, you outshot them. That's good. But you shouldn't be allowing 14 shots a period. I think, again, if they can tighten that up and still have the offense they had, I think they have a great chance at putting up some goals here in this second.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think for this, stay disciplined as well. I think you're at your best when you're, 5-on-5. Yes, the Royals do have one of the top penalty kills in the ECHL, but it's never easy playing 5-on-4, so I want them to stay disciplined, stay out of the box, and just tighten up on the defense side.
And we'll see what the second period has in store for us. We'll have more with Evan Dickinson and a look at this playoff push and some of that magic number scenario. Right now, the magic number at 18. And we'll dive into more about it during the second intermission when Evan joins us once again. It is the second period on deck between the Royals and the Admirals. No score after one. We'll see who breaks the ice in the middle frame or beyond when we return to Santander Arena. Flow Sports, our Mixler streaming app, and our Royals broadcast in Arena House Network presented by our friends at Dalbano, official tennis of the Riding Royals. Back after this on the Royals Broadcast Network. Judd Firestone Plumbing, your trusted local expert for all your plumbing needs. With over 125 years of combined experience, Judd Firestone Plumbing's team has seen it all, ensuring top quality service and expert solutions every single time. From leaky faucets to the kitchen or the bath of your dreams, Judd Firestone Plumbing handles it all with professionalism and care. Call Judd Firestone Plumbing today at 610-678-9080, where experience and reliability come together for your peace of mind. Craving something fresh and fast during the game? Stop by the Salsa Burrito stand behind Section 120 at Santander Arena for delicious burritos, quesadillas, and more. It's the perfect spot to grab a quick bite while you enjoy Royals hockey. Try Salsa Burrito today. New Beginnings Massage Wellness Center is the official massage therapist of the Reading Royals. You are living your best life when your mind and body are balanced and healthy. Massage is not just a luxury, it's a way to a healthier, happier life. Visit New Beginnings Massage Wellness Center in Wyomissing today. The Cheers Restaurant at the Doubletree of Hilton Reading is the post-game spot for our Royals post-game parties this season. Join us for the post-game shows featuring player special guests and be available for pictures. Swing on into the Cheers Restaurant at the Doubletree on Penn Street for Royals post-game parties. Visit RoyalsHockey.com to see the full party schedule and stream the post-game show on the Royals Broadcast Network with the Mixler app.
Hi, this is goaltender Yaniv Peretz. Match me on and off the ice by visiting the Lions Den team store for officially team licensed hoodies, hats, replica jerseys, and more. Shop in store during our next home game or during the week, Monday through Thursday between 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Shop online too at royalsteamstore.com today.
The Alvernia Golden Wolves Den is one of our largest group outing options, accommodating 30 to 100 people. The Alvernia Golden Wolves Den gives your group an eye-in-the-sky look above the ice at Santander Arena. The Alvernia Den provides your group high-top tables and chairs located on the suite level. A variety of catering options are available for a 2-hour buffet, and bar options are also available upon request. To discuss group outing options for this area, call the Royals at 610-898-7825 or visit royalshockey.com. Royals 365 is bringing new meaning to being a Royals season ticket holder. You are now part of a year-round membership. As a Royals 365 season member, you can experience being a Royals fan with tickets to every home game, gain access to exclusive promotions, merchandise, perks and benefits, and events throughout the entire year. You are no longer season ticket holders. You are now Royals 365 season members. Join Royals 365 today. Unleash your inner superhero at the Reading Royals Marvel Superhero Night and Battle the Badges on Saturday, March 28th. Enjoy character appearances, a poster giveaway, Spider-Man jerseys, and our pregame Battle of the Badges face-off presented by Montos Towing and Recovery. Secure tickets to March 28th's Reading Royals Marvel Superhero Night and Battle of the Badges at royalshockey.com. The Royals Owner Suite is perfect for any group gathering. The group area includes 20 tickets and a wide range of catering options offered from our suite catering menu. You'll have access to the full-service bar as well on the suite level. To discuss group outing options for this area, call the Royals at 610-898-7825 or visit royalshockey.com. Prizes, giveaways, and more at the Reading Royals Fandemonium Night on Saturday, April 11th. Join us for a night dedicated to the best fans in hockey with giveaways at every whistle, a pizza slice plus soda 610 combo daily special, and our Royals brew package deal with 2 24-ounce canned beers and a ticket for just $22. Secure this deal and tickets to April 11th's Fandemonium Night at royalshockey.com. Reading Royals Hockey is in action with promotional games right in Berks County. Tickets starting at $14 gives you a seat to the high-flying hits, electrifying goals, and fun with slap shot the whole family will love. Experience a game at Santander Arena on a weekend or weeknight by getting your tickets at royalshockey.com or by calling 610-898-7825 today.
Hi, this is Center Jordan Frasca. Listen to Royals Hockey at home and on the go on the Royals Broadcast Network with the Mixler app.
To the second period where the shots have been wild, but the goals have not. And that's courtesy of the performance in between the pipes between Reading's Yanni Peretz and Norfolk's Isaac Poulter. Eric Chesberger, my partner Matt Marquez, happy to have you back for our second period coverage. 30 total combined shots on goal in the first period. Matt, no goal to show for. It's going to be a formula taken in the intermissions, ready to start from the get-go for the offenses to the second.
Yeah, definitely. Both teams are going to want to continue to just find ways to get the puck towards the net. Keep shooting, keep getting pucks towards the net, find ways to make the goalies work. Best way for both teams is to get the goalies moving side by side, get them moving, try and get them caught out of position, and that's going to be your best way to score a goal. Now, each team's probably going to want to tighten up a little defensively because they do know that a good amount of shots were put on net in that first period. Luckily for them, no goals were scored, but they definitely do want to tighten it up.
It'll be the Royals in their all-black home attire, left to right in front of Peretz, who stopped all 14 shots faced in the opening frame. Isaac Poulter having his net tended to as he works out the kinks for the cage. He'll step in net and in front of where the Admirals going right to left in the row to white. It's a Norfolk club that had dropped 13 of 16 heading into the holiday break, Matt. but since January 1st, they've earned a point in 21 of their 32 games, and you kind of just boil down to a simple number, a 60% win percentage, and that's given them a shot still at playoff hopes. 13 points out from the Royals, who hold that final seat at the table, but still life in the Admirals' sails.
Yeah, it could just be a case of maybe too little too late for the Admirals finding out their game, how they want to play as a team. They did figure it out, but is it too little too late for them? But hey, they did give themselves a chance here towards the end of the season to keep battling, especially in a game like this where, the Royals, they sit fourth. The Admirals are trying to catch up to the Royals as well as being behind the Railers and the Lions, but you're never out of it until the season says game, or until that E is next to your name.
Admirals avoiding that over the last stretch. Winners of 7 of their last 10, 5 of their previous 7. Looking for the first win here against the Royals at Santander Arena in their 4th try this season. Both teams have won all their respective home games, and that's across their only victories, as neither team has won a game on the road. Bodes well for the Royals this week.
Yeah,
a hook on Sage, and we'll draw our first penalty of the period and our first power play of the night. Offsetting Miners in the opening frame. It'll be Brendan Sagan. Got it to the box as the Admirals will take the first crack on the man advantage. And our scoreless contest, 47 seconds into the second.
Yeah, that's definitely not how you want to start the second period if you are the Royals. Now, the Admirals have really been able to push the pace on the Royals, get a couple 2-on-1s, 2-on-2s there, and we saw it right there. Sagan's really only option to prevent a grade A opportunity is to hook. Sagan does hook. You stop maybe a goal there, but now the Royals are going to have to kill off this power play. They are very good on the year. They're killing them at an 82.2% clip.
Ranking 12th best in the league, and they take on the 12th best power play in the ECHL.
Oh, that could easily be a second
A hook
one.
by Haskins will go uncalled, and the Royals get away with one and lead a brave short-handed bid that elects to be dumped by Kulikov. As Redding will back check, and Haskins to the bench. He knows he wipes the sweat off his brow. He knows he was perhaps beckoned for the bin, stays it out.
Yeah, you got away with it there. That was definitely a penalty. I'm kind of shocked the refs didn't call that, but hey, we will take that. It remains 5-on-4, and it was able to kill off more time.
Here comes Norfolk, guiding the puck into the zone on the stick of Carson Musser, the captain. He rims it to the near side. Ben Zalati from the point, drops left wing, loads up a shot, rings off the post, clean lane, but the iron denies the rubber from a game-opening goal for Norfolk.
Yeah, just able to cause a little confusion right there was Zlati and Hartle.
Zlati once more goes forwards to O'Leary, blocked by McMiniman, chips it forward, he's going to get to it first. Short-handed breakaway, Connor McMiniman, shot, glove snag, Poulter plucks it out of the air and holds off a 5th shorty on the season for Redding.
I mean, that glove hand is working for Poulter tonight. He is making big glove save after big glove save. We saw it a couple times in the first, and we just saw it right there. And the Royals, it all starts, those shots by the defensemen are so dangerous. You need to get them through. They don't get them through, and it allows the Royals to jump up short-handed. I like the choice, not trying to do anything fancy, just shoot the puck. Poulter was able to win that battle.
Got to look at Poulter's pregame ritual, as are many goaltenders, but to see Poulter a ball and a wall, all he needs when warming up, and it has worked tremendously tonight because the ball breaking in, his hand-eye coordination, making that save on a McMiniman short-handed bid look effortless.
It has a couple glove saves have looked effortless for him. He's got a little bit of that, as you said in the first, a little bit of a showboating tendency when he makes those glove saves. But hey, if you're going to make them, might as well.
The pride of Winnipeg, Manitoba. Growing up rooting on the Winnipeg Jets, now sporting the mask and colors of the NHL affiliate to the team he suits up for today. The Norfolk Admirals. A great poke check by Robidoux. Poulter strides out of his net in between the face-off circles. Will sling it out the center. Christoph Papp across the blue line. Final 10 seconds remaining on the Sage and Minor penalty. And Norfolk's first power play of the day. A shot into the belly. Peretz gobbles it up. 5 seconds to spare. Sagen will stand in the box. And the Royals, with a face-off win, have a shot at a potential Breakaway out from the bin where Sagen will set up, and the Admirals will be aware of it with Carson Musser flirting closer to the neutral zone than this faceoff dot in Reading's end.
Yeah, you know, you kind of got to time everything perfectly here if you want to do it, but Musser, yeah, you can see he is very aware, and he backs off right away once the Royals win that faceoff.
One back, Willits bobbled behind the cage, net front, dribbles into the slot, and a pluck out the center on the stick of Mongo. He has Sagen with him. Mongo loads, fires, shoulder stop. Poulter caught a piece and denies Mongo. Second bid on goal, Sagen off the left pad. Isaac Poulter, a clinic in the pipes. Fins of another shot, a fourth, off the right pad, hand pass. We'll blow this play dead as the Royals throwing everything, the kitchen sink at Poulter, but he remains poised.
I mean, what two great shots right there. I mean, Von Mongo just walks into the slot, had options. There's a 3-on-2, but just such a strong shot, just walked right in and is able to rip it. Poulter just got it with the shoulder, and then Sagen, you know, fresh out of the box, 2 minutes, didn't go to the bench, stayed on the ice, got another one. Poulter able to stick out that flipper, make a big save before it gets whistled down for a hand pass. But the Royals have come out alive in this second period, only giving up one shot on that power play. They have 3 so far in this period.
A 2-1 record against the Royals this season. Poulter's numbers of 2 wins in 3 starts against Reading complemented a .929 save percentage. Safe to say, thus far, he's improving that margin.
Yeah, sometimes there's teams that you just play your best against, and it seems like Poulter has always had his best against the Royals.
A puck blocked out of the air off the upper body of Yavish. Osmondson rifles a shot, glove save as Perret shows off his flash of the leather. And the opposite crease, 3.5 minutes through period number 2, still scoreless. And between both clubs, we hit 30 shots in the first period alone, and this second is continuing the margin with the Royals having 3 of the 4 in the opening stages of our middle frame.
Well, I'll tell you right now, Eric, both goalies are seeing the puck very well. There's a little traffic right there in front of Perret, but when he's on his game, you know he's on his game because he gets to the top of his crease, he pushes out the defenders out of his way, able to get clean vision on the puck, and he made a nice glove save right there, and that's when you know Perret is at his best.
Mongo, tie up at the dot. Meehan comes in to push the puck forward. Royals into the zone, have numbers. A shot by Saint. Another glove snag by Isaac Poulter, broken a record. And you see some of the Admirals teammates having some fun with Poulter, who looks so calm, cool, and collective. Jack O'Leary poking him, seeing if he's human thus far, because he has been nothing but perfect in between the pipes.
Yeah, you know, I don't know if you've ever seen that video of like the robot soccer goalie where everybody tries to score on it, but it always makes a save. That's what Isaac Poulter looks like. It feels like no matter what you shoot at him, he's always going to make that save.
Quality shot by Alston Saint. Missed all 3 games for the Royals this past weekend, making his return as a handful of shots and chests. Poulter holding off the attack. Forecheck.
Good forecheck by Robidoux.
And it's going to take a McDougal takedown on Robidoux to get the puck free. Goes to the net front, dribbling wide of the net. A great cut by Alston Saint, nearly lifted that over the left glove of Poulter, but just a hair off on the shot, and the Admirals corral and clear.
You know, someone like Robidoux, even though he kind of got held and take down there, when you're a player who's always involved in penalties, usually you're not going to get the calls to go your way, but he's just such a, wow, Frasco, what a way to dodge out of that hit.
Open ice hit, Meehan, left wing, a wrist shot off target. But the dent in the glass settles forwards where Saint gathers. Left dot, cuts in behind the net on his backhand, pestered by Musser, pokes it away. Out to center ice, Osmondson. Losing an edge, holds his balance and puck control before clearing it from the wrong side of that red line, but also by Yavish. Erases icing. We play on the Royals. Tape to tape out from their own zone. A pass pending for Johannes, cut down, restored, ordered by Frasca. Frasca's backhand. Rims behind the cage for McMiniman. Try to pirouette to himself on a give and go, but in between him were 2 Admirals.
And an Admiral lost his stick.
Frasca reinforcing the efforts. McMiniman trying to give it back to Frasca. Ends up on the twig of Yavish, and the Admirals slow things down. 5 minutes gone in our second period. No score. Royals ramping up and accelerating. In the zone, it's McMiniman. Wins the body position, throws a shot across the grain and through the crease. Osmondson plays the puck in a Reading zone.
Yeah,
Retz lets it roll. To the blue line, it's Connor Kurth at center. Kurth to the striding rush of Owen McLaughlin. Back to Kurth, cutting into the slot. Bodied off, net front, bid a shot save, and McLaughlin looking for his first as a pro. Denied by Isaac Poulter, and that magnetic left mitt once more.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like McLaughlin, after he just took that shot and saw the save, it's almost like he just rolled his eyes and looked up. He's like, what can we do? That was a pitch-perfect shot right there by McLaughlin, and still, Poulter just able to get to the top of his crease instantly and glove that one down. It's going to be tough to score on him. Best way to do it is get in front of the net, dirty goal. That's how the Royals are going to have to do it.
A furious 6 minutes through period number 2. We're back with more after we share the best way to enjoy Royals hockey at home, on the go, and on demand. That's a Flow Sports subscription. Today's event is being streamed live and on demand on FloHockey, part of the Flow Sports Network. With a FloHockey subscription, you get access to all Flow Sports sites. That's over 25 sports. Never miss a moment with over 30,000 events per year. In-depth coverage, behind-the-scenes access, original documentaries, highlights, breaking news, and more. Visit FloHockey.tv to learn more and sign up today. That's FLOHockey.tv.
Hi, this is forward Connor McMenamin. Listen to the Royals hockey at home and on the go on the Royals Broadcast Network with the Mixler.
Back inside Santander Arena, our Wild Wednesday and Pride Night promotional game. Enjoying discounted tickets, $6.10, as cheap as that, in honor of our 610 area code. Here in Berks County, college students, $2.50 get you into the building tonight, and BOGO tickets, all fans enjoying on this Wednesday game, and a busy weekend here at home as well for the Royals with Friday's Kids Takeover Night and Mitsubishi Chemical Group presenting Career Ready Berks, along with Slapshot's birthday. Mascot Mania in the house. Get your tickets and enjoy the night on our Dablino family 4-pack. 4 hot dogs, 4 pretzels, 4 sodas, and 4 tickets, all for just $49. Bring out the fam or the crew with the Dablino family 4-pack. Get yours at RoyalsHockey.com.
There's been a couple good looks here for the Royals this period so far, but just Poulter, that glove, it's just been so strong.
Turnover, forced to McLaughlin through his legs, unable to pull the trigger. He'll load it, left out, a wrist shot sailed over the cage. And catches that safety netting, stopping action as McLaughlin's highlight reel almost had a prime first entry as that between the leg kick to his backhand. Ran out of real estate to pull a shot on goal, but the return pass across the crease, almost as pretty as we've seen from a young man at 23 years of age, turning that birthday on this day today.
Yeah, I mean, that would have been certainly a birthday present. A beautiful move right there, and he did run out of real estate, but such a smart hockey player. Instead of forcing anything, he got it over to Kurth. Kurth just shot it wide. That was a great stick by Gendron. Nearly was able to hit O'Leary there.
Here's Golder, his shot. Feathered on goal, a left pad stopped by Poulter. Sargent from that feeds to Golder. Wrist shot blocked on its way. The former Admiral had a look on goal, but Carson Musser, the captain and former teammate of Carson Golder, in the way of that shot pending for Poulter. Here's Meehan. Rifles from the near to the far boards. Fish hooks into the possession of Yavish. Bank pass to Musser. Center ice. Saucer pass. Derry taken down. Penalty on 7E. It'll be the second power play of the period for the Admirals. Another go at our first goal on the night. 7E sits for 2.
Yeah, and 7E just kind of got caught flat-footed there, not really following O'Leary, and once he realized he was beat, he couldn't turn around because at that point, you're going to get beat even worse. So he kind of just stuck his stick out in desperation, hoping to hit the puck. But with the speed of O'Leary, he was able to get past it, ends up getting tripped down, and another power play here for the Admirals. First penalty kill for the Royals was very good, though. They had a shorthanded look with McMiniman. Good glove save, though, by Poulter. We'll see if they're able to do that again.
Face off to the right of Peretz, dug back by the Admirals. Possess the puck in the offensive zone, right to left. They'll set up their formation with a shovel to the far boards. Drop blue line, McDougal steps up. Give and go. Kicked along at the skate blade. O'Leary, left dot. Pratt with a drive, blocked by Frasca. Rebound settles for McDougal. String blue line. Surgical passing, Admirals load up a backdoor pass and just feigned on the tap in. Wide open, near side of the cage. And the Royals let it tell about it with a shot not put home. Blue line, McMiniman jousting. It's dug away by Norfolk. Rink wide feed, Yavish. Off to Grant Hebert. Pump fakes on the blast. Gets it back from O'Leary. Hebert trades position, skates to the goal line. Surveys. Up top, he's got Christoph Papp, native of Honduras. As a right dot, feigned on shot. Admirals getting some looks, but can't get the efficient shot off their stick blades. Royals gather it, and it's from Jake Twig. They get a big kill and clear.
They had a couple good looks there. The Admirals kind of maybe a little bit too much puck movement. Royals did a good job getting in the shooting lanes, not giving up really any true opportunities for a good shot right there. Best one was that backdoor pass that went wide.
Some Haskins havoc being wrecked at the Admirals blue line as a forward check. Pressure by Kyle Haskins, shutting off more clock time and allows a dump in to be scooped and cleared by Maj Gendron down the ice. 20 seconds for the Admirals to utilize. An efficient kill thus far. 10 seconds left to shed down.
Yeah, we'll see the Royals, you see their two guys sitting at the red line trying to defend this one. Good job. They're making a blockade right there to blue line.
Known entry for Brody Crane, who scales the puck around the net. Perez cuts it down and running to even strength. 2 for 2 on the PK tonight. Successful on 15 of their 17 penalties suffered against Norfolk this season. A penalty kill clip well over 85%.
They've had a very good penalty kill against Norfolk and just as a team this season.
Here comes Owen McLaughlin, dazzling with the puck control, feeds net front of Kurth, shot, scores! McLaughlin to Golder, the finish by Kurth and running with a 1-0 lead, break the ice halfway through regulation. A 4th goal in 9 games as a Royal. Connor Kurth off the dish by Golder. An extra word or two with his former bench and teammates of the Admirals, and Owen McLaughlin, his 3rd point of his young pro career.
Well, that was just a great play right there by Owen McLaughlin, getting into the zone and then getting that puck towards the net, and Connor Kurth able to kick it to himself with Poulter caught out of position. Just couldn't seem to push himself over.
Robidoux down low to St. backhand, just shoveled wide as the Royals keep the blitz on. 1-0 Royals lead. Kurth with his 13th of the season. 3rd in 9 games as a Royal. 4th, beg your pardon, as we don't want to hold off any bit of the scoring he has had as number 23 on a Tampa Bay Lightning NHL contract. Has been a warm welcome addition to the boys here in Berks County.
Yeah, and he was able to just elevate that shot perfectly over the shoulder of Poulter, and he was able to kick it to himself. He was tied up, and just what strength by Kurth to get hit that puck to his stick and be able to put that in the back of the net. Really good effort play right there by Kurth.
The captain, Maj Gendron, will backpedal in the running zone. Golder. Back-to-back home games with a point. Picks up right where he left off from his previous game with the Royals on February 28th. He's been with Lehigh Valley since. Far side shot, redirection on the doorstep. But climbs over the net. Does not reach Peretz. A battle at the far boards. McLaughlin spun away by Hebert. Drops to the near side. Poke check by Gendron. Meehan provides some support. Admirals hold it at the line. D to D with a pass. The shot blocked by Golder.
Yeah, good job right there by the Royals getting the passing lane. You can see the Admirals trying to get a quick little push here to try and equalize it back up again. Strong defense so far by the Royals. Oh, fancy little pass by Gendron.
Between the legs, he's got Johannes. Royals numbers if they hurry. Johannes down Broadway. To the right, Tom McMiniman. Fires, blocked. Fended off. The last man in front of Poulter. And Justin Young comes up with the block off the boot to keep McMiniman and the Royals off the board in this second period, where they already lead 1-0. Under 8 minutes to play in this period.
It's been a very fast-moving period here still. Not a lot of whistles, a lot of open ice. Defense, giving up shots.
A pick-and-roll design play, Johannes and McMiniman. Close proximity. Slot for Frasca. Knuckleballs on goal. And a catch by Poulter stops the action. 7.5 to go in the second period. The scoreless affair has been snapped, and it's the Royals with the first blood drawn on the night. And a pretty finish by Connor Kurth from Golder and McLaughlin. And it's a Reading 1-0 lead with more second period action after we check in on our out-of-town scoreboard tonight. Stepping out of Santander Arena into the ECHL, where our North Division race continues to heat up. Royals with a 7-point lead over the Trois-Rivières Lions, holding 5th place are the Lions, to Reading in 4th. And the final Kelly Cup playoff spot in their favor. That is Trois-Rivières, the only other North Division team in action outside of our affair at Santander Arena tonight, as the Lions at Tulsa, scoreless in the first period. And as for the Oilers, a team that is third fewest in the league in points, will make up the Lions' next two opponents. Then Trois-Rivières will see Wichita. Favorable schedule for Trois-Rivières, and the Royals can look at that and might go scoreboard watching. But it's their focus, the first and foremost, against an Admirals team that is like those Tulsa and Wichita teams you can deem inferior. But for the Royals, it's an Admirals team that has been hot as of late and looking to make sure these 4 games are handled with business.
Yeah, that's what they're going to have to look at, because the Lions do have a weaker teams that they are playing. The Royals are playing the weaker team in the North Division here. But it's always tough when you're playing an in-division foe compared to an out-of-division foe in those games, because, anybody can beat anybody, especially when you see them a ton. For the Lions, you're playing teams that you don't see very often, so you never know how those games are going to go. But for the Royals, they're playing a team they see a ton, and the Admirals know the Royals very well, just like the Royals know the Admirals very well.
7th of 8-10 meetings on the season. Royals trying to take a season series lead into round 2 of 4 on the week. Scheduled to be played on Friday. A backhand by Sagan. Locked down and using his skates, kicked along soccer style. With that fitting Italian name, Jack Vescucci. With the clear, and Norfolk will send it behind Perret's goal. Royals gather it out the center ice. Michelle with a redirection. Well, Karam this puck behind the goal. Steered along by Musser out the center ice. Here comes Norfolk, 2-on-2. Down the left wing, speeding to the zone. O'Leary
Rings off the post.
with a chance, caught iron. Blue line, Musser back to O'Leary in the slot. Fins a shot on net. Peretz fends it off.
What speed from O'Leary getting down there and getting a great shot. Just beating the blocker side of Peretz, not the post though.
Royals finishing check, slowing up this Admirals blitz. And it's Mongo with numbers and buddies behind him. Drop to Robidoux. It's beckoned away. Robidoux could not handle cleanly. Gathers behind the net. Stick lifted by Young. As Norfolk runs out to center ice. Under 6 minutes to play in the second period. A 1-0 Royals lead across the middle frame, where they have outshot the Admirals 8-2. Commanding the pace and have a lead to show for.
Yeah, and that's what we talked about during the Royals report in the first intermission. Keep the offense going. That should be a penalty.
Askin
Wow.
shoved to the ice. Puck came free. Wrist shot on goal by Saint. Smothered by Poulter. As there will be some contact and a first glance cross check on Kyle Haskins. That does not draw the arm of our two-referee system tonight. Good time to welcome in Andrew Bell and Bobby Esposito as your referees. The lines worked by John Ray and the frequent visitor to Santander Arena, native of Bethlehem, PA, in Judson Ritter. Always good to have the man they call Judd downstairs in the house. And right now the gentleman in stripes maybe not getting the full pleasant conversation from Anthony Peters and company right now down on the bench, thinking there was a call to be had. We stay 5 skaters aside with 5.5 to go in our second.
Yeah, and what we talked about during the Royals report, me and Evan, was the Royals, they continue getting shots on goal, but they need to tighten up on defense. And so far in this second period, that is exactly what the Royals have done. They have tightened up big time on defense and continue to get the shots. And we're finally able to beat Poulter for a goal, but the Royals just got to keep it up. Keep the pressure going. You've controlled the pace here in the second period. Don't let up now just because you have a lead. Looks like the lines have changed with Michelle being off of this one. It seems like it will be Golder going forward with McLaughlin and Kurth.
And a lot of speed and stick handling skill set on this line. And on cue, a dish to McLaughlin. Fended off the twig of Osmondson. Finding his footing, the 7th round draft pick of the Philadelphia Flyers in 2021. Skated in a handful of Flyers development camps. McLaughlin making well use of that time, as well as his strong NCAA career between the University of North Dakota, where he was teammates with Hunter Johannes for a season, and concluding as a Boston University Terrier this
and that's
year.
going to be a penalty on the Royals. You know that's going to draw the ire of the Royals faithful and head coach Anthony Peters after one was just missed previously.
All 3 power plays for Norfolk have come in this second period. And perplexed with his palms facing skyward, Ben Meehan is going to be the one issued to the box. Does not go into it before giving his perspective, getting the explanation from Esposito. And we'll take a seat in the bin. Admirals power play. They went 2 for 7 over the weekend against Greensboro. Those 2 goals a part of their 9-4 rout of the Gargoyles Friday night. Scoreless over their last 5 opportunities, including their 0 for 2 today.
Well, that's not the start they're looking for. Won the face-off, but won it too cleanly and ended up clearing it out themselves. So wasting some time there, the Royals will take that.
Stepping into the zone. And midair puck caught by Kulikov could not be cleared out of the zone. Held by the Admirals. Blue line McDougal. Drop pass, deflection down low. A poke check by Peretz. Steers the puck away from the backdoor tap in for Osmondson.
Yeah, they've looked for that backdoor pass a couple times on the power plays. That's 3 times now.
Received in the far corner. Miniman shadowing Yavish. Blue line Hebert. Left dot, dribbling puck. Cross crease, off the pad, and cleared. Peretz with a save, and Frasca with the scrap sends it down the ice.
Yeah, way to be Frasca right there, finding that loose puck before everybody else, and quickly got that one down. Not even a thought about it, just rip that one as far down as you can. Great play by Frasca and a good save by Peretz.
Perfect positioning by the PK thus far. 12th best in the league entering today. But have surrendered 4 power play goals over their last 2 outings.
It's off.
Offsides on Norfolk, and nearly taking a swing of frustration was Ben Zalotti. So head right over to the bench. 41 seconds left to kill on the Meehan minor. And the face-off out at center ice. Boyles with a clear. And bring Norfolk down to one final rush as a penalty kill, as advertised with that nearly top 10 ranking, putting on a great effort thus far again.
Yeah, they've been great so far. They've defended that backdoor play really well that the Admirals have tried. I don't know if that's something head coach Anthony Peters and assistant coach Wes Wolf have noticed, but the Royals themselves have done a great job defending that.
Admirals win the draw at the dot and work right back into the zone. Half minute on the power play to use. Near side. It's Justin Young. Drop to the point. McDougal cranks a shot. Peretz smothers and holds.
Brett's continuing to get to the top of his crease and just being able to see the puck. Just great job right there. There's some traffic in his face. He moves up to the top of his crease, able to look around that, find the puck, made a good save, and gave up no rebound. His rebound control has been spectacular so far tonight, Yanni Peretz.
Entering tonight with an 11-8-3 record. His save percentage falling just a hair under 900 after suffering most recent loss in overtime on Saturday at Adirondack. A great poke check and clear by the Royals will expire this third penalty suffered in the period. But the Royals remain perfect on the PK, 3 for 3 with a 1-0 lead still in order. Michelle into the zone, cut to the slot, and his stick lifted, lost control. The puck bouncing out the center Meehan, out of the bin. He's got Golder with fresh legs. Golder through the legs, try to feather it to Meehan, but too fancy on the dish attempt. And the Admirals hop on the loose puck.
Well, it might have been too fancy, but clearly if you're feeling it, you're feeling it. Great attempt.
Strings pass, Hebert, wrist shot, rings off the post, the 5th iron connected of the game for the Admirals, and keep them off the board. Peretz and his best friend holding down the fort.
You can say it's hitting the post because of just great positioning by Yanni Peretz. You know, they might be able to beat him, but you can't beat the post.
Golder went diving at that puck like a base runner in a second base head first, nearly caught a skate to the face. Fortunately, back to his feet as the Admirals hop on the puck.
This has been a shift for Golder. We saw him trying to go in between the legs, crazy pass, diving there like, stealing second base. You know, what a fun shift right there by Carson Golder.
And he'll get some deserved swig of water on the bench. Weak puck rolls in on Peretz. They'll scoop up the ground ball and stop play with a minute 42 to go in the second period. 1-0 Royals lead. Looking to extend before the intermission is met. As the Royals, when leading after 40 minutes, a record on the season of 22-0-4. Undefeated in regulation here at home, 13-0-2. But one of those blemishes coming in their last home game, and that was Friday night. Decided in shootout. 90 seconds away from having another shot as Frasca sends a Admiral airborne. What a ferocious hit by Frasca. And the younger brother of the two putting on the boom while the older brother nods his head in approval from behind the players' bench as an assistant coach tonight. Admirals handle the puck. Frasca with his hair on fire, battles near side with McDougal. Dribbling behind the cage, fed net front, through the crease, it's scooped up, handed by Johannes. Pushes it forward to McMiniman. Drop Johannes, wrist shot, blocked off the right skate of Pescucci. McMiniman gathers the leftovers. He's got Frasca blue line, stepping into a drive and a save. It's Kulikov rejected by the Polter waffle board. Blue line again, Kulikov. Ricochet by McMiniman, but off the mark. Johannes, another shot, another look, dribbling net front, through the crease, goes in, scores! 39 seconds to spare in the period. Frasca with the mid-air tap-in. The home run swing connects and the Royals jump up a 2-zip lead. Quick review, high stick,
maybe
perhaps
goaltender
interference.
something there. I don't know, but what I will say there is what a shift right there by the Royals, by those three, getting in there quickly, shooting the puck. You know, Kulikov came in there, and he was just ripping that thing for fun. And that when you're just doing that, ripping that puck for fun, that was great sign. Puck tipped up a couple times. We're going to take a look at the replay here to see potentially if we see anything, Eric.
As we always do, we share the news, and that is the fact that the scenario, call on the ice, was a good goal.
Yeah.
Quick review without a hesitation met. And for this potential goal for Jacob Frasca, bidding for his 11th of the season and second in 4 games, it was the Johannes drive.
I don't see anything. I think that goal should stand.
In terms of contact interference, I think you can wipe that off the board.
Out of the crease, yeah, I think this goal should stick.
And now falls under the determination of whether his stick was over the crossbar. That would be a high stick. And wave this
Here we go.
call off.
Good goal. Yeah, what an end to this second period here by the Royals. I mean, it all starts there with a great zone entry by Johannes and them, and then you get that puck back, and Kulikov just walks into it, rips it, get a couple deflections. Kulikov again, another shot gets deflected before finally bouncing up in the air, and Frasca, who started on that shift, laying a massive hit as well. Started with the hit on one end, comes down and scores a goal on the other end. What a shift by those three.
Laying the lumber and using the lumber for his 11th goal of the season, Jacob Frasca, giving Reading a 2-0 lead. And that whole entire sequence, 4 shots thrown on goal in the 4th, will be the lucky charm. Meehan up to Singh. A pass to Mongo, blocked down O'Leary. Pinches it forward as the Royals have held the dangerous Brady Florent silent so far through action. Team leader in points. Held off from a final shot as 40 minutes are in the books. And Brady Florent with just 1 shot registered on goal. The Royals holding down the top offensive producer on this Admirals club while cranking up the offense themselves. It's a 2-0 lead. Connor Kurth breaking it open at 9:47. And before the intermission with 38 seconds to spare, Jacob Frasca giving Royals a pair in the period and a 2-0 lead heading into the 3rd.
Yeah, and I mean, for the Royals, they just did everything right in that second period. They were getting pucks towards the net. They tightened up defensively. It was just such a great period for the Royals. And like you said, Brady Florent, only 1 shot on goal. He's usually a Royal killer as well as a killer just in the ECHL. 5 games played against the Royals. Has 2 goals, 6 assists for 8 points, and the Royals have done a great job neutralizing him so far tonight. Royals going to, talk some things over in that second intermission. It was a great second period. They're going to want to keep that momentum now heading into the 3rd.
They'll chat about the positives, so will we, when we return on the other side of this media break. And we'll have Evan Dickinson on for another Royals report for the second intermission break with myself, Eric Chesberger, and Matt Marchese. Stick with us on the Royals Broadcast Network, streaming on Flow Sports, our Mixler streaming app, and our integrated broadcast on 99.3 FM. As always, presented by our friends at Dow Dental, official dentist of the Fighting Royals.
Tonight's game is brought to you by the ECHL, celebrating its 38th season of affordable family entertainment. The ECHL would like to recognize the following league sponsors: AMI Graphics, exclusive signage provider; Athleticnet, official jersey supplier; Baron Rings, official championship ring supplier; BFL Canada Insurance and Sutton Special Risk, sponsors of the 2026 ECHL Hall of Fame induction ceremony; Dash, official mobile auction platform; The Fairley Group, official commercial insurance provider; Flow Sports, exclusive streaming provider; Hotel Planner, official hotel reservations partner; Howie's Hockey Tape, exclusive hockey tape and lace provider; In Glasgow, exclusive puck provider; Prolific One, exclusive secondary ticketing partner; and Warrior, exclusive on-ice equipment provider and title sponsor of the 2026 ECHL All-Star Classic. Catch all of the ECHL action live in high definition by logging on to FloHockey.tv.
A successful second period of action for your Royals over the Norfolk Admirals. We were scoreless after one with 30 combined shots. We've now garnered a total of 50 shots between both teams on the board. And where it matters most, the Royals have the edge by 2, and that's the score. And I want to talk more about the opening 40 minutes of action. It is Royals reporter Evan Dickinson with myself, Eric Chesberger, and Matt Marchese. Double dose of Evan on this Wild Wednesday night, and a lot more to talk about, along with a pair of goals this time around.
Yeah, asking you shall receive. We said the Royals definitely needed to tighten it up on the back end, and as well as that to keep the offense going, and they do just that. They get, I believe, 14 shots or so in that period. They got a lot of shots. I'll just say that.
Yeah, the Royals did exactly what, we said. Were they listening to the broadcast when we were talking up here about it? Because they did that.
Maybe they were.
Tightened up big time on defense. I think a little bit towards, the power plays. I said that was the other one. You had to stay disciplined now.
Yeah.
A couple things haven't gone their way. I think there was a couple missed calls on the Admirals earlier on. So they do go on, 3 power plays, the Admirals. But, Royals kill all 3, and that's kind of where the Admirals' shots came from in this period. Besides that, 5-on-5, it was simply dominated by the Royals.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we wanted. The 5-on-5 has been great. And, I mean, again, obviously it's frustrating having the missed calls, but it is what it is. You're up 2-0. You should be happy with that. Nice goals from Kurth, and then that goal from Frasca that just slides right into the back of the net. They reviewed it for interference. I believe that was what they were interviewing for.
Yeah, it was either interference or high sticking.
Yeah.
I think looking at both, but from the replay, seeing it and everything, there was nothing there.
Right.
Contact, doesn't even happen. It's actually the Admiral player who does make contact with Poulter, and then Frasca actually touches the puck once it lands on the ice as well. So, might as well just check it, make sure, but there's no way that was getting turned back. A great job, and that all started with Frasca also laying a big hit down in the zone right before him, Johannes, and McMiniman enter 3-on-2, move it up, drop it off to Kulikov, who just walks into that one. A couple good shots, and that was clearly what they were going for, just shooting the puck there towards the end. And look what happens. The puck finds its way in the back of the net.
Yeah, when you shoot the puck, it goes into the back of the net. You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. But, yeah, I mean, again, it was a great period. The Royals played really well offensively. The goal from Kurth was very nice. I thought at one point I was like, oh, you're passing a little bit too much. But it worked out in their favor. They got that puck to the backdoor side, and Kurth tucked it right in. It was a nice goal there for the guy who was loaned to us. I think he's been really effective since joining us.
And as we see, the lines kind of changed in this game. It was originally Golder with Sajin and Michelle. And then it was McLaughlin with Haskins and Kurth. Haskins goes off of that. Golder comes onto that line, and they were playing great right there.
Yeah, I think it was a great contribution there from that line overall. And again, looking back further at the defensive game, as we said, they really tightened it down. Especially keeping a lot of those shots to the outside, and that's exactly what you want. Again, they allowed 14 shots in that first period. They allowed 8 in that second, which is obviously, you can't be perfect defensively, but that is an improvement from the period prior. And again, you connected on the goals. I think all in all, it was probably the best period we could have seen. Now, again, we talked about, this upcoming weekend and how important it is. We should look further on from that. In April, they take on Worcester, 3 straight games to start off the month. That'll be a big weekend there for the Royals. That's a team that is right behind them. They are chasing them. They are, again, 8 points back, obviously. But, again, you win all 3 of those games for Worcester, you're only a handful of points back. So that's a very important weekend there as well. And then you take on Wheeling and then Florida.
Yeah, it's 2 tough teams at the end of the year in Wheeling and Florida, some of the top teams in the ECHL. And I think those are the perfect teams to play as you are getting ready towards, potentially playoffs. You're playing strong opponents. It's a game, gets you pumped up. Obviously, for the Royals, they probably don't want to end the season in Florida.
Yeah.
Those are 2 games being made up due to the short-lived strike. But, now you got to go down, play Florida, end the season. And then who knows when the playoffs will start after that. The Royals make it. Could be in Florida one day, playing a playoff game the very next day, whether it be – I'm assuming the Royals will be away if they do make the playoffs to start it off. So, it could be against a Wheeling or a Maine who has been scorching hot, only sitting, I believe, 4 points behind Wheeling. So, it's going to be a tough end of the stretch here for the Royals.
Yeah, I'm not sure they're going to be able to catch I'm not sure they're going to catch Maine to get in that spot, or Wheeling, depending on how the season finishes up. I think starting off at home is out of the question. They're likely going to start on the road with that. And again, I'm not sure when the playoffs would start again with what happened in December and, the season being expanded essentially a week. It could be possible that we see them essentially just go right into playoffs afterwards. We'll see what happens, obviously. Again, we're kind of just speculating a month away, obviously. But it is interesting to take a look at. I do think the likely outcome is that they're going to finish fourth. I think that's what's going to happen unless if they essentially win out and catch Adirondack. I think they're going to win out. And again, we talked about it previously. I think it was last Rose report we did on Friday, talking about who they would play. It'd be likely Wheeling, and I think they match up pretty good against the Nailers.
Yeah, I think they match up very well against the Nailers. Now, the Maine Mariners do only sit 4 points behind Wheeling with, good amount of games left.
Yeah.
And I do think the Royals match up much better against the Wheeling Nailers than they do with the Maine Mariners.
Definitely. Game 1 of the playoffs. Who are you starting?
I'd probably, at this point, maybe go with Petrozelli just based on what he has done for the Royals as a player here. He's been here a while. He has started in playoff games for the Royals. And then if you do look at the stats right now, he is just performing better. But with goalies, you always want to ride the hot hand as a goalie. So whichever goalie is playing at the best come those playoff times, that's who you will start. You are going to ride the hot hand until it falls off. You're going to just keep going with that till it happens. But right now, I do think you probably lean towards Petrozelli.
Yeah, I think it has to be Petro. I mean, again, he's been the best goalie this season so far. His record doesn't say that per se, but I definitely think that in terms of just watching him on the ice and look at his save percentage and stuff, he's definitely been the best of the three. But I think Peretz is not a bad option either. Again, he has gotten progressively better as the season's gone along. He's played very well in this one. I think that he's an option there too. Again, it's common you see sometimes a goalie will have a bad game in the playoffs. The other one will start. We saw that last year where I think Purpura started in Game 3, and then it was Petrozelli in Game 4. I'm just trying to guess off the top of my head there, but I think that was what happened. But yeah, overall, it's not uncommon to see goalies change. It's interesting. But all in all, heading into this third period here, I know we got to wrap up in a second, but I think the Royals just kind of keep playing the way you are, lock it down further more defensively, and just keep that offense rolling.
Yeah, you keep putting up the pressure. Don't play, soft hockey just because you're up by 2. You got to continue putting the pressure and essentially just, snuff the life out of the Admirals. You don't want to give them any hope to come back into this game. Continue playing the way you played in that second period, and you should have a good third.
Yeah, I'm hoping for a good third period here. Final question here for you. It is MLB opening night. What's your prediction for the World Series?
Well, Evan, I am a Yankees fan, so I will say the Yankees will be bringing home the World Series this year. As long as Aaron Judge is able to figure out his clutch gene problem, I do think that. But no, in all seriousness, I'd probably say the Dodgers will win it once more.
It's probably going to be the Dodgers, to be honest. Go Phillies.
And with that, Matt Marchese's time as a Royals broadcaster, welcome in this booth is done. The wrong team in pinstripes there, my friend, as the Phillies are the go-to and get set to begin their push to the postseason tomorrow. And their opening day Royals continuing their push to the playoffs right here on Penn Street. 4 games, 5 days, and conveniently the day off is opening day tomorrow. So you got your full slate. If you're a Phils fan and Royals fan, you're in business for all 6 days here where Royals hockey is taking to the ice. Starting tonight, looking to secure a good start to it with a 2-0 lead after 40 minutes. It's a guaranteed 20 to go at Santander Arena. A big thank you to Royals reporter Evan Dickinson. Another great edition of the Royals Report. Your coverage beyond these airways. Where can fans find it, Evan?
You can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Royals Report. Follow me on Twitter at Nordic97B. We cover the Royals and Phantoms and just all around everything hockey.
Back with the unfortunate Yankees fan, Matt Marchese, and myself, Eric Jesper. Third period up next. Royals leading the Norfolk Admirals 2-0. Here on the Bush Broadcast Network.
Tonight's game is brought to you by the ECHL, celebrating its 38th season of affordable family entertainment. The ECHL would like to recognize the following league sponsors: AMI Graphics, exclusive signage provider; Athleticnet, official jersey supplier; Baron Rings, official championship ring supplier; BFL Canada Insurance and Sutton Special Risk, sponsors of the 2026 ECHL Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Dash, official mobile auction platform. The Fairley Group, official commercial insurance provider. Flow Sports, exclusive streaming provider. Hotel Planner, official hotel reservations partner. Howie's Hockey Tape, exclusive hockey tape and lace provider. In Glasgow, exclusive puck provider. Prolific One, exclusive secondary ticketing partner. And Warrior, exclusive on-ice equipment provider and title sponsor of the 2026 ECHL All-Star Classic. Catch all of the ECHL action live in high definition by logging on to FloHockey.tv.
Judd Firestone Plumbing, your trusted local expert for all your plumbing needs. With over 125 years of combined experience, Judd Firestone Plumbing's team has seen it all, ensuring top quality service and expert solutions every single time. From leaky faucets to the kitchen or the bath of your dreams, Judd Firestone Plumbing handles it all with professionalism and care. Call Judd Firestone Plumbing today at 610-678-9080, where experience and reliability come together for your peace of mind. Craving something fresh and fast during the game? Stop by the Salsa Burrito stand behind Section 120 at Santander Arena for delicious burritos, quesadillas, and more. It's the perfect spot to grab a quick bite while you enjoy Royals hockey. Try Salsa Burrito today. New Beginnings Massage Wellness Center is the official massage therapist of the Reading Royals. You are living your best life when your mind and body are balanced and healthy. Massage is not just a luxury, it's a way to a healthier, happier life. Visit New Beginnings Massage Wellness Center in Wyomissing today. The Cheers Restaurant at the Doubletree of Hilton Reading is the post-game spot for our Royals post-game parties this season. Join us for the post-game shows featuring player special guests and be available for pictures. Swing on into the Cheers Restaurant at the Doubletree on Penn Street for Royals post-game parties. Visit RoyalsHockey.com to see the full party schedule and stream the post-game show on the Royals Broadcast Network with the Mixler app. Unleash your inner superhero at the Reading Royals Marvel Superhero Night and Battle the Badges on Saturday, March 28th. Enjoy character appearances, a poster giveaway, Spider-Man jerseys, and our pregame Battle of the Badges face-off presented by Montos Towing and Recovery. Secure tickets to March 28th's Reading Royals Marvel Superhero Night and Battle of the Badges at RoyalsHockey.com. Prizes, giveaways, and more at the Reading Royals Fandemonium Night on Saturday, April 11th. Join us for a night dedicated to the best fans in hockey with giveaways at every whistle, a pizza slice plus soda 610 combo daily special, and our Royals brew package deal with 2 24-ounce canned beers and a ticket for just $22. Secure this deal and tickets to April 11th's Fandemonium Night at RoyalsHockey.com.
Hi, this is goaltender Keith Petruzzelli. Listen to Royals Hockey at home and on the go on the Royals Broadcast Network with the Mixler app.
added with our special all-inclusion Pride Night festivities where the Royals are leading the Norfolk Admirals a 2-0 lead. 28 shots put on Isaac Poulter. Royals able to feather 2 past him in the middle frame. That's the difference. While Yanni Peretz perfect on 22 shots faced thus far with a third period to go, Matt.
Yeah, the Royals were finally able to, get a couple pucks right there behind Poulter. And they were hard-working shots. Good one by Connor Kurth, battling through traffic, able to get the puck and score. And then Frasca with only 38 seconds remaining in that second period. The Royals, just great shift by them, and Frasca would finally tap it home. And now for the Royals, you can't give it up here. You got to just continue playing the game you played in that second period. Continue playing hard and make sure to put this game out of the reach and walk away with the win.
5 times in this season series, the team that has gone on to lead after 40 minutes has won the game. Reading looking to keep that theme intact with a 2-0 advantage as we begin the third period. Eric Jessberger with Matt Marchese. Royals begin with a face-off win and go to work on the attack with McMiniman and Johannes springing this rush. Jacob Frasca joining on the first line of forwards, and Frasca with a goal to show for on his night. Strong pass splits through the Royals defense, but cannot be handled cleanly by Grant Hebert with Reading on a deal that brought Hebert to the Royals, but never suited up a game with Reading. Electing to go overseas, and a bit of that salt feeling. Royals looking to always bring it against a player that elected not to join the club. Here's Johannes down the left wing, a shot towards the net, blocked off of Frasca. Friendly fire gives control back over to Norfolk. A buck through this third period, and the Royals with 2 shots towards the net, neither registered on goal.
Yeah, a couple good looks right there. And what you were saying about Hebert, it's definitely something that, you as an organization will remember that, you get a player and they opt not to play you. It's always going to, maybe make you a little frustrated, especially if you've never played with him or anything. But he is somebody who turned down the opportunity to play for the organization. That's always going to want to be a little payback game.
Golder into the zone. The former Admiral, he's enjoyed his time as a Royal. It's plucked away from his possession. Out to center ice, McDougal. Slings it rink wide. Batted down by Meehan. First full professional season, leading the club in points. He has 39, flirting with that 40-point mark as he's on pace to become the first Royal to lead the team in points, and that's among a Royals defenseman in 20 years. Back to 05-06. Last time to do so, Doug Christensen. Michelle with a howitzer wide of the net and rolls out the center ice.
Yeah, there was some room right there. Just put it a little too wide. Good effort, though, by Michelle getting in and quickly taking a shot there.
Haskins wheeling back at the left dot. Shouldered off the puck by Pescucci. Elevates the puck over the head of Willits. Admirals set up their look, but Pescucci at the blue line. Had a bounce over a stick, and Haskins showing off the afterburners. Taken down, draws a penalty. And the Royals to the power play early into the third with a 2-0 lead in hand. Chance to extend our first IBEW power play of the night, as it's the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers electrifying every Royals power play this season.
Yeah, and that was a tough shift right there by Pescucci. Could have kept that puck in, ended up missing it, going down, getting beat by Haskins, and then taking the penalty there. Tough shift, but that was all because of the effort by Haskins. He kept his feet moving, went down there quickly, won the positional battle, and only thing Pescucci could do was end up taking a penalty. Now the Royals will get their first power play of the game, and it's a power play that is now sitting at 21st in the ECHL all of a sudden after really struggling on early on.
In the cellar, late February, boy, have they made a resurgence, climbing the stat rankings among the entire league. A power play goal registered in 7 of their last 8 games. We're going to keep the good times rolling. Blue line for Johannes. His return to the Royals. There's a shot on goal, blocked. Out the last 16 games with injury. Peretz getting adventurous out of his crease, and in the right dot, he'll battle for control and wins out the joust. Patrick Waugh-esque. Yanni Peretz with the muscle and the clear. Blue line for 7E. Diving, could not handle. Here comes Norfolk, short-handed breakaway. Forehand, backhand, Peretz holds it at the goal line, keeps it out. Right pad with the strength, Yanni Peretz. The snow covered all over him. Denies the storm, And the shot.
Well, this has not exactly been the power play you want if you're the Royals. A couple mistakes right there.
Here's Owen McLaughlin, runs up north with control. Right to Kurth, feeds, fires, goes wide. Net off its moorings for Peretz. As the cage on the opposite end of our ice will be tended to, and the Royals got to think
yeah,
that was
looks
a
like it is.
tough luck going against them.
Yeah, because it looked like it was on there, Eric. It looked like the net was fully secured, and Peretz was showing them that. Doesn't go their way, but you know, after that wide shot, who knows? Maybe it was clear, would have been cleared out. So clock stops. 48 seconds remain. This has not been a very good power play here for the Royals. More opportunities going to the team who's shorthanded in the Admirals, getting a breakaway and then just kind of walking around with the puck. Royals really need to tighten it up on their power play here.
At a 31% clip over their last 8 games. Royals success on the power play against Norfolk this season. Johannes, among the 3 goal scorers Reading has against Norfolk this season. A 12th best penalty kill. Battles in the slot. Dug away by McLaughlin. Goal line. Touch pass. Frasca just behind Golder. Still leading all Royals in power play goals on the season despite his absence since February 28th. 6 on the year. And Golder handles in the slot. Wheels back. Strings a pass to the left. Where McLaughlin. Fish hooks from the near to the forward. Penalty expires. Royals perfect 3 for 3 on the PK. 0 for 1 on their first power play. Still a 2-0 lead. That's where Norfolk holds it after the kill.
Still doing a good job on the forecheck, keeping the puck in the Admiral zone.
Florent and Frasca. Exchange a shoulder check. Puck settles in the stick of Norfolk's leading scorer. Longo. Picks it off. It clears into the Admiral's end. Norfolk sends it right back where it came from off of Kulikov. Will negate icing. Play runs on with Gendron scooping and surging. Out the center ice. Sidesteps around a hit. Drops off to Robidoux. Gendron, the give and go. A feed in front goes wide.
Yeah, good look in the slot right there by Gendron. Really went offensive defenseman mode there. Great rush by him.
Mongo finishing an open ice hit. Aspect of his play we see shine at times. Handles the rebound off of Peretz right pad rejection. Top fly to center. Gloved by Musser. Admirals try to work quickly, but run into the Kulikov freight train. Brings that rush to a brief halt. And a pass to Kurth. In front of back in. Between the pillows. Squeezed and held on to by Poulter. 6 minutes done in our third period. Both sides getting their chances, but the netminders holding strong.
Well, I cannot believe the Admirals just let Connor Kurth get behind him. Both defensemen looked at him, knew he was there, and almost just let him get that puck and walk in. That was a very, very weird play right there by the Admirals. I'm just kind of in disbelief that Kurth was able to get in there and get such a good scoring opportunity. Tried going forehand, backhand in between the 5-hole, but Poulter able to close up the legs and to freeze that one down.
I would think a goal tonight and 4 over the last 7 games for Kurth would be enough to initiate that extra attention. Admirals not having much of it. Well, because of their last line of defense holding down the majority of nearly 30 shots for Reading tonight. Norfolk still in this game. Royals a 2-0 advantage. Haskins shot off the backhand of Kurth. Rolls out to center ice where the Admirals push it. In behind Peretz goal, left to right, the Admirals in their white tops. Far shot, hard hit by Page. A bit of a tackle. Holds off formation. Arm stays down for Esposito. And Bell. Blue line shot. Driven wide of the net. And a Kurth he'll gather. Through his legs, Gaz Meehan. Meehan, ball to add his skates.
Yeah, And you know that the Admirals are going to start kind of pushing here with 12:58 remaining in the third period. They know they need to get some offense going, and that's a booming hit by them.
Golder
to
receives
maybe
a
try and
check
set
but gets the
tone.
pass off. McLaughlin racing down Broadway. Just missed that pass from reaching him. Golder's stick blade caught up in the skates.
And then he gives a little kick to the stick.
So frustration to Justin Young and Golder. The lines persons
Let him play.
watch him, and the referees let him play. Royals dump it behind the net. No Poulter. Golder with his steam rolling out of his ears. So it's a check into Young. On payback, McLaughlin. Tracking the dump in by Young. Pop fly to center ice by Willits.
Yeah, it didn't land like how he wanted to. Kind of had a backspin to it that didn't allow Haskins to pick it up.
Shot outside the zone, grazed off the right shoulder of Peretz. Climbs up into the safety netting. 12 minutes to go in the third period. Royals a 2-0 lead at the face-off in the Reading zone after we return. From our reminder, the best way to enjoy Royals hockey, not only all season, but all year long. That's a Royals 365 membership. Royals 365 is bringing new meaning to being a Royals season ticket holder. You are now part of a year-round membership. As a Royals 365 season member, you can experience being a Royals fan with tickets to every home game, gain access to exclusive promotions, merchandise, perks and benefits, and events throughout the entire year. You are no longer season ticket holders. You are now Royals 365 season members. Join Royals 365 today.
Hi, this is goaltender Yaniv Peretz. Listen to Royals hockey at home and on the go on the Royals Broadcast Network with the Mixler app.
Royals starting goaltender tonight, a former Norfolk Admiral, to begin his pro career in 2023-24, Yanni Peretz, fresh off of a national championship with Quinnipiac University. Facing off against the club, he played 34 games along with 10 Kelly Cup playoff matchups in his time with the Admirals. Going against them tonight as a member of the Royals, and on 24 shots faced, 24 saves for Peretz, who has enjoyed his time in a black, orange, and purple sweater, holding off his former allies in the Navy in gold. And a Mongo shot on the opposite crease, held down by Poulter. Will deny that look for number 91. Right wing zone entry, back in through. Peretz crease, splits wide. Osmondson gathers, dropped off behind the net to Brady Florent. Just one shot so far tonight for Norfolk's leading scorer. Royals coverage all draped against number 94. Saint tackled down by Grant Hebert. Extra shove by Kulikov. Taking some receipts will be those two as we have a litany of more hockey to go. Dancing down to the slot. A wrist shot over the net goes wide. Some silky mitts displayed by Brandon Osmondson. Hometown Chesapeake, Virginia native. Knifed his way through the defense. Could not get the finish. Peretz holds him off.
Yeah, I mean, that was just a 1-on-4 effort right there by Brandon Osmondson, just going all the way down there, somehow sneaking off, but almost got too in tight, couldn't really get into a good area, and ended up shooting that one wide. But you can see them trying to push here. If this goes on net, no icing.
Garham's in on Poulter. Play continues with the clock inside 11 minutes. A 2-0 Royals lead. Royals on the board with both markers tallied in the second. Kurth at 9:47. Frasca at 19:20. That's been the difference as Yanni Peretz holding off all 24 shots faced so far tonight. McLaughlin Haskins, he's got open ice. Haskins, a rush shot, punch save by Poulter.
I mean, McLaughlin and Kurth, no matter who they've been playing with, whether it be Haskins or Golder, have just been playing so good today.
Home run pass connects, but punished for it. Huge open ice delivery. As the Jake Willett shoulder coming through connects with O'Leary in the upper body. Helmet still rattling as the Erie Michigan native flexing that Michigan muscle once again.
I'll tell you what, O'Leary just looked up at the right time. If he didn't, that could have been a lot worse than what it was.
Gulick out, ventures for the puck. He'll back in a Golder, spins off a hit. Try to bring Reading into the zone. Odd man a rush, but worked down by an Admiral on the back end. It's Will Magnuson. Up ice, his pass intercepted. Royals cough it over.
You can kind of see the game the Royals are playing here. Kind of just get the puck out of our zone, a little chip and chase, get the forecheck going, get it to puck battles and everything, but just make sure to get it out of their zone as quickly as possible. That's the way they're going to play probably these final 9 minutes here.
Center ice where 78 Young tangle up. It's Hardy, the first skater to it for Norfolk, out from that altercation. Center ice, Michelle over skates and draws into the stick handle for Musser, the captain. Caught it off the lines person. Michelle will play it for a moment before he's pinched away, and Norfolk once again. The battle in between the blue lines.
Should be icing.
Puck has lived in that neutral zone, and Norfolk on the mark will send it wide of Peretz and icing. South's play with 8:30 to go in our third.
Yeah, and Hebert asking why was that icing, and he did miss it, but the Royals bench, you could hear them saying stuff to him, making sure he knew that he didn't touch that puck. A little trash talk going on here in the final 8:33 remaining, and the Royals done a strong job just clogging up this neutral zone and everything, only giving up 2 shots so far in this period. The Royals themselves only with 1 as well. So it's been just kind of just staying defensive, and you know a team like Norfolk is going to push here. Royals have done a good job just defending it.
Almost eye-popping when you look at the disparity between shots at this point. In the first period, we had north of 20. We have a whopping 3 shots so far in this third between both combatants. Royals, they can play a bit of that conservative. Right now it's Norfolk ramping it up a backhand. Perret shuts it down with a punch. Big save, that dish out of midair. Had some English to it. Perret sees it home and like poetry in motion.
Yeah, physical
Makes
game
a stop.
picking up here now.
Van Meehan tangled up with Osmondson. Huge hit from behind by Hebert. Takes down Miles Gendron, and the captain getting back to his feet. A great sight to see while a penalty issued to the Admirals. Royals going to want to make sure to keep their cooler head. Yes, defend your captain, but make sure it's this power play that is earned. And no further calls, of course, going against Reading would be had. And they wisely do such. Hebert to the box. And the Royals power play to the ice with 7:48 to go. And our third with a Royals 2-0 lead in hand.
Yeah, and I don't know if you saw, but Hebert did go over to Gendron and did apologize to him, saying, you know, I didn't want to hit you like that. Gendron accepted the penalty, but you're absolutely correct. You want to keep your cooler head. Yes, you want to defend your captain. You want to defend your team. But you don't want to risk, you know, losing out on this power play, because now you don't need a goal on this power play, but you can waste 2 minutes. 5:48 you could take this clock down to. So really important power play here for the Royals to maybe extend the lead to 3 or just waste as much time as you can.
Many moments in between the whistles and parts of the game you want to highlight because it's outside of the play on the ice that shows the culture and the identity set by Anthony Peters from day 1 of training camp. Brendan Sagan getting quite vocal with Grant Hebert in the box. Sagan taking more animation than Miles Gendron, who received the hit, as Sagan won protecting his captain, protecting his teammate. And that's why Sagan has an A on his sweater. And amongst the Royals that made sure to take some liberties so that Hebert hit, but also avoid a trip to the bin themselves. It's a Royals man advantage, 7:48 on the clock. A chance to really put the Admirals to bed here in round 104 on the week between these two clubs.
Yeah, you could end the game right here with a goal.
Meehan from the slot, his shot weakly to Golder, tapped in the finish, and the 7th power play goal of the season for number 9. The team leader in goals with 14 gives Reading a 3-zip advantage. 7:40 to play in the third as the Admirals getting bombarded by Reading. And it's the return of Golder his second point on the day.
Yeah, well, it's been a while since Golder was on this power play, but it's like he never left. Gets right back on it and scores a goal in his first game back with the Royals. And in classic fashion, just lurking around that blue paint, able to find the loose puck, and with the wide open net, he taps that one in and extends this Royals lead to 3-0 with 7:35 remaining.
A sad Royals fans have waited all month to hear. Well-deserved recall by Lehigh Valley to play in 8 American Hockey League games with their big brothers up in Allentown of the Lehigh Valley Phantoms. Golder a part of 4 of those 8 games, picking up a point, his first as a Phantom.
Yeah, and then Ben Meehan also gets the assist on that play, so he is now at 40 points.
Backdoor pass and a shot on Peretz. What a save. The right shoulder fends off the near side bullet put on cage by Dureau.
Yeah,
Out of midair, it's gloved by O'Leary. Peretz, back-to-back big stops. Here comes a third in the net front. Fins it over the right pad this time. Gathered by the Admirals. Bringing the pressure. 6:30 on the clock in regulation. Zloty near end. Poisley skates to the blue line. Gives off to McDougal. Left dot. Stepping up a drive. Waffle board stop. Feathered out of play. Yanni Peretz holding down the Royals. Not as sharp as they've been defensively. But courtesy of their goaltender, now eclipsing 25 saves on the night. Providing all fans over at Cheers Bistro at the Doubletree half off price beer. And that's a positive for our fans, as a positive for Peretz, who has stopped 29 on 29 so far.
Yeah, and right there, you know that the Admirals are going to push hard here after giving up that third goal. And Peretz, who hasn't kind of been busy in a while, it's tough when you face that many shots in a quick period of time. He faced them like he's been facing them all night. Was up to the top of his crease, seeing the puck well, making good saves, and a good sequence by Peretz.
Ooh. Shifting into the zone, Johannes sent a pass pending for McMiniman off the back boot of the back-checking Josh McDougal of the Admirals. Cameron Polter, fortunately for the Admirals, had their netminder's head on a swivel to make that stop.
Yeah, always tough, and here comes the push once more by the Admirals. Got to wonder when they pull Polter.
To the blue line, Pascucci, it's on the backhand, forked over the cage. Far side gathered by most of the captain. Throws net front, dribbling. Trickles on goal save as Yanni Peretz with a pluck out of the air. And gets some company all up in his crease. Justin Young, to the dislike of Jake Willits, still reigns in the blue paint. Pulled by the collar out of the crease like a dog in punishment. And Jake Willits having none of it.
Yeah, and Peretz, I don't know if you saw that. He actually poke checked the puck and then caught it out of midair too. So a little bit of a double whammy. I'll say that was planned by Yanni Peretz the whole day. A goalie, anytime you do something like that, you'll say, I did that intentionally. And real smooth play right there by Yanni Peretz.
One of the many impressive stops of the night for number 1 on the ice, seeking his 12th win on the season. First in 3 starts. He's dropped his last 2 where he allowed a total of 8 goals combined in those 2 starts. That comes after a 3-game win streak where he surrendered just 2 on 78 shots. You kind of flip what Peretz are you going to get tonight, and boy has he been more of the shades of that 3-game win streak, .974 save percentage Peretz that we enjoyed here at the top of the month.
Yeah, and the best way to know what Yanni Peretz you're going to get is just watching his positioning. When he's on his game, he is always getting to the top of his crease, challenging the shooters, just reading the puck well. When he's on his struggling game, he kind of sits further back in the blue paint in the crease, and that's why you give more room to shoot. So Yanni Peretz clearly feeling it tonight, getting to the top of his paint, being aggressive, seeing the puck well, and because of that has 32 saves so far.
The animated Brendan Sage a moments ago with Grant Hebert when sitting in the box before getting brought out of it after the Golder goal. Brought his stint in the sin bin all short, and the Royals happy about it. At this draw, Sajin, one back, out dueling Hebert. Center ice handled. Sajin up to Saint through the skates. Goes into Norfolk zone. Royals chasing. Admirals corralling and going tape to tape out the center. Osmondson, net by Meehan. Put up the brick wall at the blue line. Allows Kulikov with space to feather it up the far glass. Plays it from the window to Golder. Slotty sticks it away. Golder wins it right back.
Yeah, great forecheck by Golder right there, wasting time as well.
Inside 5 minutes to play in the third. Royals a 3-0 lead. Shots relatively even, 34 for Reading, 32 for the Admirals, but a different story where it counts. Net front battle, and it's gloved by Peretz on his belly. He's got it smothered. Kulikov gave a hard check to Osmondson from behind, who's sent into the net, and it comes off its mooring. So much strength by Kulikov. It's going to come back to hurt him, as it will be a penalty on the Russian native D-man, who is escorted to the box, and it'll be Norfolk to the power play, down by 3, with 4.5 to play in the third.
Yeah, definitely a tough one right there by Kulikov. You also don't really want to take a penalty at this time, but that's just the game Kulikov plays. He's an aggressive player, physical player. You know, maybe a little too physical right there with the play done, and comes up behind Osmondson without him even looking. Gives him a hard check. He goes into the post, and now 4:38. The game's not over yet, and now with the power play here, it gives you an opportunity if you're the Admirals. The Royals have done a great job killing them, though, so far tonight. Admirals are 0 for 3 so far on the power play.
A step in the right direction after surrendering 4 total power play goals over the last 2 nights. 2 games, that is, for the Royals. 3 goals allowed for the second time this season on Saturday at Adirondack. A more successful showing here in their first of 4 in 5 days against the Admirals. A unit with a 12th best power play in the league entering the day. Norfolk, a blue line of the last, blocked by Gendron. Good sight with the captain on the ice after receiving that hit from behind moments ago in this third period. Hebert, who delivered that check. Stick handles near boards. Pestered by McMiniman. To the net front. A block by Gendron. Could not clear. It's blocked down by Papp. Who backpedals to the far end. Drop blue line to McDougal. Papp at the left eye. Trades control with McDougal. Shot through the lane. Covered by Peretz.
Yeah, look where Peretz was, all the way at the top of his crease, taking away everything. Saved that one, able to hold it. Great job right there. And then the Royals just doing a good job at not giving them a shooting lane, the Admirals. They've struggled finding ways to get the puck towards the net on every single one of their power plays, and it's continuing here. This one, they were finally able to get one, but who's there to backstop it? Yanni Peretz. Great job so far by the Royals.
And with 3:32 to play in regulation, fourth-year head coach Jeff Carr is going to pull Isaac Poulter to the bench, bring on the extra attacker for the Admirals. 6-on-4 for Norfolk, down by 3. Desperate times, desperate measures. Admirals clinging on to their playoff hopes. Can't be eliminated tonight, but boy, is the steep hill to climb going to get only tougher for the Admirals should they not garner any points tonight. Royals looking to assure that. As Willett skates far side, he meets Papp, takes him down, holds him against the far boards. Admirals dig it away, right dot, Florent to the slot, one-timer, Peretz with a save and gobbles it up for the whistle.
He's just seeing the puck so well tonight, Peretz. Quickly moving, getting over there, making a good save. And this is going to sound weird here, but the good thing about the Royals being shorthanded here is they can fire down the puck trying to score a goal without the fear of icing the puck as well. So you do get that advantage when you are on the penalty kill. Disadvantage, of course, is there's 2 extra players on the other team trying to shoot on your goalie. But you get a chance with the net empty, you can just fire it down with no harm of an icing.
Haskins, and at the draw, squares up Marco Reifenberger. One back for Norfolk, net front. Bounces on the ice and scraped away from the surface by Peretz. Rebound gathered by the Admirals, left to right. McDougal and Zloty play catch. Zloty quarterbacking. His power play look to the top of the crease. Fended up by Robidoux. Robidoux pestering Zloty, skates and a loose pressure. It's McDougal from the right dot, swing and a miss on the Gendron clear, and it ricochets off the pinch into the safety netting as the penalty expires. Gulika back on the ice. Norfolk will keep their net empty. 6-on-5 now. Norfolk with the man up. Royals up on the board, 3-0, 2:35 remaining in regulation.
You have to wonder if Norfolk's going to call a timeout. It looks like they aren't. They're just going to let them play here, Norfolk. So no timeouts called. Going to probably hold on to that if you're able to score a goal. But great job by the Royals. They did just such a good job at blocking shots, getting in the shooting lanes on that power play. And now it's back to 6-on-5 here.
Buck pushed forward, goes behind Perret's net, rolls to the far end. Our check on Musser. The captain, boys, he's been battered and bruised by the Royals tonight. In the slot, a backhand clear attempt by Saint. Hit the upper chest of Brady Florent. As positioning for the Admirals, extra attacker on. Wins out that battle. Saint digs it away in the clear, well wide of the empty net. Not exactly a bid for the cage. And a Saint goal in his return, out the last three. Well, gets the puck out of danger. Lends to a face-off in the Reading zone, 2:12 on the board remaining.
Yeah, Saint, I think it was originally going to be a bid, but ended up seeing Admiral coming towards him, had to get it away quickly, and ended up shooting it off the heel of his stick. So it does trickle wide there, but a couple, you got an opportunity here, 2:12 remaining. Admirals really got to start putting the puck towards the net. They can't worry about passing it. Royals just got to do a good job defending.
Begins with another draw, one back by the Admirals. Opening shot goes wide. Second life gathered. DeRoe tied for the team lead in assists with Jack O'Leary. And leading scorer Brady Florent on the ice in his number 94. Down low, Florent handles. Net front, the feed goes wide of the cage. He had it open, half of the net, could not finish. And the Royals clear it to the empty net. It's up off the backside of McDougal. Blocked down, 90 seconds to play in the third. Getting behind the defense, Hebert. His pass dropping back to the slot. Perplexed move. And the Admirals spoil their odd man rush. Regain control, but a shot blocked by Kulikov. Battles near end. Missile. A save by Perretz and covers. No rebound allowed. Yanni Perretz take a bow. His 37th save of the night with a minute 15 to play in the third. And fireworks after the whistle. Jacob Willits and his counterpart, Nick McCary, getting physical behind the cage.
Yeah, I don't really know how that started there, right there. Willits just going after McCary, but Perretz, again, makes a huge save and then able to find the loose puck, follow it the whole way through, and able to cover it up. And he's just been so strong tonight. It feels like I'm a broken record just talking about how good he has been, Yanni Perretz, but he has. And the Admirals, a minute 15, they're not going to waste time passing. They're going to just take every shot they can now towards the net. And that's going to be an unfair face-off right there. Royals win it definitely too clean.
We'll redo the face-off to the left
getting thrown out
of Yanni Perretz. Dropped his last two starts, combining for 8 goals allowed. Getting right back to form after opening up the month of March 2-0 with only 1 goal allowed on 41 shots faced. It's Perretz 60 seconds away from a goal set up by Eddie Netminder every time they step in goal for a start. A 3-0 Royals leads. The final minute ticks down. Center ice, the Admirals hunting for a buzzer beater. O'Leary twirls back at the right dot, feeds blue line. Reifenberger weakly gets it across to Musser, blocked down by 70. His backhand played off the dasher. Clears out the center. Admirals have to check up. 30 seconds to play in the third. Perretz had a dribble just wide of him. Young will get to it for Norfolk. Battle behind the cage, Osmondson. Looks net front. Pass blocked by McMiniman. Could not clear. 20 seconds trailing down. Osmondson back in net front. Through the legs. O'Leary denied. Perretz taken into the net. And everybody going to grab a partner. Perretz on his backside with O'Leary in the back of the cage while everybody else ventures for someone to tango with.
Both of the guys slow to get up, both Peretz and O'Leary. Or no, that is, looks to be Young. Both are up now. But the fireworks are starting to go here, Eric, and these guys will meet up 3 more times here, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You know it's going to be physical.
And the most important and best sight is Peretz back to his feet. Kind of flicks off the extra snow on his shoulder like a fly. And that seemingly has been shades of every shot that has seen him tonight. Has been a little test, a lot of quality early on. Royals defense butting up as Peretz has been sharp since the get-go.
Yeah, and if you look at it, 37 shots for the Admirals. A lot of those shots coming in the latter half here of this third period where it was press time for them, really just kind of shooting from anywhere and everywhere. And you can see actually Poulter ends up going back in the net here as well.
Final 10 seconds, trailing down the Admirals in full retreat. For the second time in 15 days, Yanni Peretz is perfect. The Royals begin the forward game set with Norfolk, a 3-0 victory. Shutout number 7 in the young pro career for Yanni Peretz. The first time he blanks the club he began his pro career with. And it's the Admirals, sunk by Peretz and the Royals. A perfect night, prevailing over Isaac Poulter. Quite a display of goaltending of Peretz. Boy, was he pristine. And a 3-0 final with a salute at center ice. An extra love exchange between Petrozelli and Peretz in the crease. 2 goaltenders combining for 5 total shutouts on the season. Peretz with his second.
Yeah, and it was just a great game all the way there through for the Royals. First period, it was a pretty loose game between both teams. Second period dominated by the Royals. Third period again, it was really just press time for the Admirals late. And when it was press time for them, who showed up? Yanni Peretz making big save after big save. And the Royals are able to walk out of here with a 3-0 win. After being shut out previously by the Maine Mariners, they respond with a shutout of their own the very next game.
Flipping the script and getting this homestand started on the right note. We're back to break it all down with 3 stars of the game announced. Safe to say we have our number 1 already a guarantee. And that's your number 1 in goal, Yanni Peretz, with a win tonight. We'll have that for you on the other side of this final word on the Royals Broadcast Network, presenting sponsors. With more after this and post-game coverage from the victorious Royals Club inside South Sound Arena.
Tonight's game is brought to you by the ECHL, celebrating its 38th season of affordable family entertainment. The ECHL would like to recognize the following league sponsors: AMI Graphics, exclusive signage provider; Athletic Knit, official jersey supplier; Baron Rings, official championship ring supplier; BFL Canada Insurance and Sutton